This is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Royals fans, don't miss a second of the action this season on Crystal Clear FM with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu.
One hop to Junior, he backhands, long throw, got him!
We're with you for all 162 on 96.5 The Fan. And if you're in Kansas City, you can listen to the play-by-play on your phone and desktop with the Odyssey app. Plus, it's all free, easy to use, and easy to find us. You're listening to the home for Royals baseball. 96.5
What's up, Kansas City? This is
The
John
Fan.
here, and this is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Royals baseball.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
George Pickens moaning in the background?
I think it was. How about that? We never start a show with breaking news, huh?
Oh, yeah, we do.
We did? What?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, that wasn't starting the show. This
Yeah,
one came
yeah,
across
it
about.
was.
It starting the show? Or was that the second segment?
No, I wouldn't tweet the new receiver DeAndre Hopkins, and then Mac read it, and the show started.
Oh, was that at the beginning of the show? It was. I forget. I'm 48 years old. What the hell do I remember, right? But George Pickens getting allegedly, possibly, maybe traded, according to the insiders this
They're
morning.
all scrambling.
Oh, my God. I wish there was a camera on every one of these insiders and you could see how many windows they have set up on their computers. They could all hit send at the same time when the GM texts them all in a group text.
Well, they definitely have 3 different variations of usage for how they're getting this message out. By the way, if you missed the news, because you probably just woke up,
yes.
George Pickens soon to be officially traded to Dallas for picks.
Picks and 26 is what they said, right?
Pickens for picks
Yeah.
is this. And then if you want to know the more educated situation, the 24-year-old George Pickens brings over a 1-year, $3.656 million contract to Dallas. What Spot Track says is that they say that in their valuation system, George Pickens is probably worth somewhere around 4 years, $102 million.
Wow.
So do they bring over George Pickens for the 1 year and let him play for 3.6, which is what he did not want to do for Pittsburgh? Plus, I don't think he and Tomlin liked each other. Or do you just nip it all in the bud right away and be like, we traded for George Pickens and we gave him the new contract, and then somewhere in the corners, Micah Parsons going, what the
what the hell, man? What the hell is going on? I think I don't think you have to. It's not a law or anything. But I think if you're going to make that trade, you're giving up picks. You're
assuming this guy's doing.
Yeah, you're probably going to sign the guy, right? You're probably going to give the guy a contract for 102. I mean, again, that's the receiver value. You see every year the Chiefs are drafting a wide receiver.
What do you think Travis Hunter's going to play in the NFL?
I mean, my God, wide receiver, right? Yeah, as you should play in the NFL right now. That's the position that's getting paid. But it's also the reason why you see the Chiefs draft a a wide receiver every year so they can raise these guys in their system, and then when they're ready to get paid, see you later, we'll draft another one. I guarantee you, I actually guarantee, but I'm pretty close to a guarantee, every year going forward, we're going to see a wide receiver taken at some point in the draft because the Chiefs have said we're not paying these guys as they traded Tyreek Hill years ago. They were ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of what we're going to see with this organization. They're never going to be in a George Pickens sweepstakes.
I liked where you were going because I think you stopped and corrected yourself. I think you were going to say you guaranteed that one of these two receivers named Rice and Worthy would not be with the Chiefs long term.
Oh, no.
One of them will, one of them won't. I don't know which one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can do some Tyreek Hill magic where you extend him for 2 years and you give this guy another extension when this guy's is up. And then by the time, Rice is 29 and Worthy's 26, it's like, all right, Rice, thank you. Go get your bag.
Right.
Worthy, we're going to do the same thing with you. So I think that's...
No, I wasn't saying that. I was going to say I guarantee they draft a wide receiver every year, but you can't guarantee anything, But, I mean, look at the evidence that we've seen. You go Rice, you go Worthy, you go Royals. Like, they're drafting wide receivers every year because Brett Veach is a genius and knows the market and saw the market before anybody else did it. Oh, boy, the market's going to get really ugly for wide receivers. We better start getting some young ones in here so we can manage that cap and take care of business the right way. So I just think that's the route the Chiefs are going to go. I don't ever expect them to be, in this George Pickens sweepstakes, and I don't want them to be in the George Pickens sweepstakes. We don't need people around here who are me first and not team first, and clearly George Pickens was, and that's fine. You go get paid, you do your thing, but like the Dallas circus down there, is this like adding the bearded lady? Is this adding like a what do you call those things where the people, the acrobats? Is this adding an acrobat to this circus? What are we looking at down there? Because this is getting good, because Jerry Jones did say at the beginning of the offseason, they had a lot of good trades that were ready to be made, right? Nothing happened. Nobody said a word, and Jerry Jones is telling everybody all these trades are going to be happening, right? Well, that's a big trade, right, in the NFL landscape. That's a big trade. I wonder what Aaron Rodgers thinks about this. So
yeah, he's still got DK Metcalf if he wants to go to Pittsburgh. So they the news of the morning that broke, which we will revisit throughout the afternoon, or the morning. We won't be here the afternoon.
No. Carrington can have that one later.
Yeah, and,
I'll tell you, Rob, he's washed.
Well, there's some people in Pittsburgh that would probably have that same opinion. But no, George Pickens and Dallas seem to be becoming a marriage. Pittsburgh sending Pickens to Dallas for future picks.
What do you think the compensation's going to? You don't think there's a first rounder involved in this, do you?
Gosh, no, I hope not.
Oh, my God.
He wasn't even a first round pick.
I know, but you never know. Jerry Jones is dumb. He doesn't know how to manage the roster of his team. So,
I bet they got third and maybe
a compensatory like fifth that could be a fourth. Or
yeah, I would be shocked if they got a second. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but
I mean, you could fleece Jerry Jones, right?
I'd honestly be shocked.
What do you
we
honestly
don't talk to his agent? We just do the trades whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, right. Well, what are you giving up? We'll take a first from you, Jerry. Okay.
You got those little blue pills? I need to go from oh no to oh yeah. Just having sex with Jerry Jones. Drew Nixon taught me that saying.
Did they get a quarterback yet in Dallas, or are they still
they got
going?
Dak Prescott
down there. Good.
Come on, throw a little bit of respect on Dak. He's better than we think.
9-8 Dallas Cowboys, baby.
No
Let's go.
So that's the news. In case you turned your TV off last night and missed how the Royals game ended, I suggest you find it on the internet because it seemed like a blooper. And boy, are we glad to have Diddy Matthews describing all of it.
Lead at first, in comes the pitch. Jammed him in a high pop-up on the infield. And it's off the glove of the second baseman. They're going to throw the ball to second widely. They had a force play there. And here you go. The White Sox are on the verge of burping up this game. It's the old story, folks. He squares to Bud. He gets it down. How are they going to mess this one up? No throw. Boozer picked it up. Had no play.
Some drunk from the crowd. Boozer.
And the White Sox are on the verge of handing the Royals the game. So I started to say it's a familiar refrain. Same old story. Good teams figure out a way to win in the late innings.
Yep.
Bad teams figure out a way to lose in the late innings. And boy, if we haven't seen a perfect example of that right here in front of us in the last 5 minutes, then you need another videotape, because this is just a perfect example. Jake, you said it off air. You said that might be the worst ninth inning of any major league game I have ever seen. And I've seen a few, and probably make my top 5. That was
it's up there.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, well, I mean, what a great call by Denny. Well done. Bravo, 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 bravo. That's one of
up this game.
I mean, that's one of the best calls Denny's had. I mean, of all time. That is fantastic. And Chase Mydroff taking the one off the head, looking like a soccer player at second base last night,
and then
is an all-timer. And then just standing there, and then Michael A. Taylor out in right field picking it up and launching it over the head of the second baseman. Shortstop not being able to make a throw to second base on a dive. Like that inning yesterday, that had everything that you could possibly want from a comic relief standpoint. And credit to the Royals for still fighting because it looked like they were done in that game. You know, India made an error, his 5th of the season, and I know people are all upset over that and whatnot. It looked like they were going to lose a game to the White Sox. But as Denny said, good teams find ways to win games, bad teams find ways to lose games. And I don't know that I've seen a play like Mydroff had there where it hit him in the head. I don't know that that's Jose Canseco-like, right? And so that's the last time I've seen that at the big league level. I saw that at the J a lot, coaching the kids in softball back in the day, you know, take them off the head or bad plays and that kind of stuff. But that is as little league as it gets. Congratulations to the Royals for getting that win. That's one of those, again, you write down in the book and you go back and you look at it and go, damn, that's a big win on the season because, again, it's the White Sox. You should slobber knock these people.
They gave you a free pass. They said, you know what? It hasn't been your game. Here's how we're going to give you a way to win this game. The Royals did exactly that. Because, I mean, just watching that between that and the Cavs and Pacers game, I'm going back and forth. And I'm like, okay, so the Royals, all right, here we go. Okay, wow, Canada's on second. Nobody's out. Okay, now this guy's on third. This guy, Bobby Witt Jr.'s up.
The game's over.
Game's over. So to give it some sort of more news that just keeps going back and back to the original news breaking of this morning, George Pickens, it is announced that it is a comp update from Jordan Schultz, 3rd-round pick back to the Steelers, and a day 3 pick swap with the Cowboys in exchange for George Pickens.
Doesn't seem like a big hell of a haul to give up.
Nah, it's more so we want something. We don't need a ton, but we want A, this guy out of Pittsburgh. You can deal with him. And B, somewhat of a respectful trade.
Yeah, like a 3rd-round pick. You know, I mean, Brett Veach would hit a home run with the 3rd-round pick, right?
Yeah, you take a 3rd-round pick.
Absolutely. Guy's been a complete headache and underwhelming.
Yeah.
3rd-round pick.
3rd-round pick, you get him out of there. And again, as we've talked about over the last week or so, sometimes removing people from a situation is better than adding somebody into a situation. And it sure seems like, you know, this guy here was causing a lot of headaches for a lot of people in Pittsburgh. Move him on to Dallas where everybody causes headaches, and it's a great fit for him, and hopefully he can move on. And Pittsburgh now can move on, and they can get Aaron Rodgers signed and ready to move in. Ben Maller had an update on that this morning. Some guy called in who saw Aaron Rodgers at the Kentucky Derby, and he showed him his yellow and black socks that he was wearing. So now, I mean,
was it Murr from Impractical Jokers?
It was. No, that's the coach of Denver, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
So Rodgers allegedly, according to some caller in Louisville, to the Maller show, was wearing yellow and black socks and showed them to everybody as a hint to maybe where he's getting ready to sign.
No doubt.
Does Rodgers do a Friday news dump?
No.
No chance, right?
It's unlike him.
Pat McAfee gets that scoop. 100%. Pat McAfee gets that scoop on a Tuesday afternoon at 12:30, so that we can all watch.
So do we get this done before Wednesday? Because I don't know if you've seen, and again, scheduling can be flexed and all, but the Packers, the Steelers play the Jets and the Packers this year.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes. So put your tinfoil hat on.
Oh, it's been on for years.
One guy is going to give this organization no choice. The other guys are giving the fans no choice. We'll explain what that means on the other side here at 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Fernier every Monday at 8:20, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, guys, it's Dusty Likens. How you doing? Remember that first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? You probably just laughed it off, no big deal, but then it happened again and again and again and then again. Now you know it's a problem. Erectile dysfunction is the intimacy destroyer. Research shows that men can draw apart from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The condition can cause stress, anxiety, and even depression. Even worse, a man's partner can start to blame themselves when the ED becomes a problem. How many guys out there have mediocre sex life? It's just good enough, or it could be really good. Maybe the pills are just working okay, but they could be better. There are a few things more wonderful in life than intimacy. But when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have a devastating effect on a relationship. Heartland Men's Health has treatments with success rates well over 99%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. So schedule a visit with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99, and it includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work, your in-office visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, I'm talking to you guys, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations, as always, to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas, Independence, Missouri, and their new office in North Kansas City. So go visit my people at Heartland Men's Health today.
The NBA semifinals are here, and that means all the show-stopping action continues and even gets turned up a notch. Don't miss your chance to bet on all the legendary moments with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. Want to see if that guy's hitting his over consistently, or maybe they've been flirting with a potential triple-double. Get the latest stats right inside the FanDuel app, and once the game starts, that's when things really get interesting. You can combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. When you place your first $5 wager, all you need to do is visit FanDuel.com, use my promo code KFNZ to join today. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued with nominal drawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Get up with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or raise the KSGamblingHelp.com.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps, or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value, and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Napa, we are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional-grade replacement parts to complete system solutions, Napa has what your business needs to keep your customers cool mile after mile. Need AC repair kits and refrigerant? How about compressors and condensers? Name the part, Napa has you covered coast to coast, behind a nationwide network built to keep your business ahead of the curve. Find your AC parts right now at Napa.
Guys, let's talk about your prostate. If an enlarged prostate has you rushing to the nearest restroom, frustrated and uncomfortable because you need to go but can't, or it's keeping you up at night, it's time to fix it. Clarity Care offers prostate artery embolization. PAE is a simple office treatment that can shrink your prostate and relieve your symptoms so you can get back to enjoying life. No surgery, just relief. Call Clarity Care today or visit kcprostate.com.
It's time to make the exterior of your home or business stand out, and my friends at CertaPro Painters will get the job done right. CertaPro Painters are the folks we choose for our home, and they're the ones you should choose as well. I love the fact that they work around our schedule, making the process as easy as possible, and I know with CertaPro, I can count on them to make my home look awesome. So schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Call now and ask about their spring sales event going on now through
May 15th.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Getting the job done right the first time protects your home, time, and budget. This month, replace your panel and receive free whole home surge protection. Schedule your complimentary proposal today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On Missouri side, slowdowns heading into Lee's Summit. 50 highway westbound with an accident before Blackwell. Right around Milton Thompson Road. Traffic's only getting by on the right shoulder currently, and things are slow for about a mile approaching and building. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
You've just woken up, got in your car, you got your coffee, and you're like, oh, God, Dusty's too excited already. What's new? News in football. George Pickens, Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. Remember him? He's on his way to Dallas for a third-round pick, and then the Dallas Cowboys are sending the Pittsburgh Steelers a day 3 pick.
That's right, and like pick swaps, or no, third-round pick, right? Third-round pick, and then pick swaps. They're saying now plural.
On day 3, yeah.
So it could be more.
Pickens, Pickens, Celtics in 7.
Or you could say Timberwolves in 4. Oh no.
Well,
or Cavs in 4.
Yep.
Oh no. Or any home team in 4 at this point in time. Actually, I'm more breaking news this morning. Team USA has just texted me and said that they're acquiring Chase Mydroth for the World Cup because they like the way he heads the ball. So that's the other breaking news this morning as well.
Nice.
I mean, my God, watching soccer yesterday, the kids over at Olathe East, congratulations, beating North yesterday. Big JV soccer game, a lot of headers in that game. The best header of the day was the second baseman for the White Sox, though. Yep. I mean, my God.
What was his name? Molotov?
Chase Mydroth.
Oh, I thought it was Molotov.
He's a cocktail.
Yeah, boom.
Boom.
This is, I don't know why it's funny. It's like the nickname I got called Wolf Nuts.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Love it.
Even though it's like a shot.
It is a shot.
It's fine. It's like a funny shot.
It's a funny, yeah.
It's like the gun that goes bang with the flag.
Yes, exactly.
Like you mean
Do they
smart,
still
but
have those?
Not a chance, dude.
We used to go to this place as a kid. Look it up. See if it still exists. Called Wild West City in Sussex, New Jersey. And they would reenact it was like a Wild West place. They'd have gunfights at the OK Corral and all that stuff.
The only place where Wild West place exists is Branson and anywhere in Wyoming.
Well, no, I think probably Dodge City, Kansas may have like some sort of Wild West
Go
reenactment.
there and let me know if they do.
It's still open.
No. Play the theme song, too. You'll love the theme song for Wild West City.
Sports. I don't hear Wild Wild West City. Will Smith went to the Wild Wild West, turned down the Matrix. How'd that work out?
It worked out well. He slapped somebody.
Somebody says nothing changes on the Dallison, though, with the nickname. They still have Whack Prescott.
It's true. I mean,
shot, but funny.
But good. I like it. Until you get a quarterback, great. You got George Pickens. That's going to add to the excitement down there in Dallas. God, it's going to be good.
I know there's a lot of excitement from my end on Caglione, but man, look, it's starting to get to the point where it's like, McFly, like, what are we doing?
Well, he's got me excited now.
I mean,
and so
why would he not after
Caglione
this?
shoots it to left field. Rosario chasing it. He looks up, and that carries into the bullpen. Jack Caglione hits his 7th home run of the season. A line drive to left off of a sinker off the plate.
He's a lefty, so that means he's going opposite field on a line drive.
364 into the bullpen.
That's not a double-A kid.
Again. My goodness, Jack Caglione makes it look so effortless.
Boy,
he
I'll tell
hits
you.
that so hard, but it doesn't look like it's even that much.
And
he just whips that ball to left on a line, and when you have those kind of muscles, sometimes the ball finds a way to
That's
carry
not me
over the
announcing
wall.
again.
That is a
yeah.
sent to left field again, looping towards the wall on the warning track. It's gone. Jack Caglione, 2 home run game.
So good. I mean, you got me excited now, Jack, and so for me to
now
get
it matters.
Well, no, because I temper everything with these minor league guys, right? Because every year there's somebody that's going to be the next, and for 30 years we've never really seen that guy, right? We got Bobby, we had Alex Gordon, a couple of guys come up, but we're told over the course of years in every sport, this guy's the next, and then the guy fizzles out and dissipates, and you got nothing, right? But for me, like the Caglione stuff yesterday, where I was finally like, okay, it's time to go to Omaha, is the opposite field home run. Like when you can put that one in the left field bullpen like he did yesterday, especially on Taco Tuesday, going Oppo Taco on Taco Tuesday. I mean, who else does something crazy like that? It's time. It's time to move him up to Omaha because he's not. And maybe there's some baseball excuse out there. Again, we had 64 of them from a former PR guy for the Royals over the years that we had in bracket form of baseball excuses. But I think for Jack Caglione right now, I don't know that there's any more baseball excuses. Sometimes logic, you just look at it and go, okay, it's time to move the guy up. Like stop trying to figure things out and do all kinds of crazy stuff and say, all right, you've earned your promotion right now. 2 homers yesterday, 3 hits. He's making the game look easy, Dusty. And when you start to make the game look easy, it's time for you to go get a new challenge at AAA.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of facetiously tweeted yesterday that Jack Caglione in AA baseball doesn't look like he's having much fun anymore. And people were like, it looks like he's having a ton of fun. No, we look 109 at bats. So this was yesterday. We read those stats at 105, 314, 395, 542, 938. Okay, that 314 is now 330 in one game. Those home runs are now 8, not 6. Those RBIs are now 31, not 27. That OPS is now 1,012, not 938. The guy, and again, we listened to what J.J. Piccolo had to say yesterday with Cody and Gold. I do want to play his audio again because he doesn't necessarily tell you that they're going to wait on him. They just basically, and look, J.J.'s a good dude, but he's just basically saying like, yeah, we're like ready to see it move up. We just want to make sure like this yesterday.
Well,
Monday.
Certainly we don't have a set date on it. It's just one of those things that when our evaluators are down there, and we had a bunch in Springfield this week, make the recommendation to our player development staff that it's time to move Jack to AAA. That's when we'll move him. But those things are so hard to just say it's going to be by this date or by that date. What we want is between now and the time Jack hits the major leagues, he's as complete of a hitter as he can possibly be. We know how hard it is in the major leagues, watching some of the young guys that are in the major leagues right now really struggling, and that's not the way we want to break Jack into the big leagues. It doesn't mean he won't struggle, but we want him to be as prepared as he possibly can, and a lot of that comes down to swing decisions, understanding what the situations are, really no different than any other hitter. Jack's just clearly very talented and is on a faster track than most guys would be.
So what else do you need to see?
That and like that's to me like I listened to what JJ had to say there. He's like, we want to see, don't want to see him struggle, but we want to make sure he can hit from all like aspects of the plate. So 4 home runs in 3 games. He hit 2 yesterday. He hit 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. Obviously, the one Saturday was the one that we geeked out over when we were down there in Springfield. The power is obviously there, but also now the like knowledge on how to use your power. So hear me out. He's working these counts against these pitchers. And these pitchers that are pitching in AA, Bob, Mac, know exactly who Jack Caglione is. Like everybody in the minors knows who this kid is. Obviously Kansas City, but I mean, they all know who he is. So he knows that he's already got to step on these kids or grown men. And so what he's doing is forcing them to pitch to him. They're not. They're, either ramped up or they're trying to do something or they're trying to be too cute, and they're getting down 2-0. So he's working the count into his favor, and then he's exploding. And that, to me, is something that is maybe beyond, he put that ball on top of the building. He hit that ball all the way through that brick wall. He hit those 2 balls opposite field. Not only is he working the count, not only is he expressing power, not only has he played right field in 3 consecutive games, he also went opposite field power. He's hitting average. There's literally nothing else you need to see in the AA level. Like Max the Gamer, I bring this up all the time. There's no other reason or explanation why you should be playing All-Pro. you need to go to All Madden. You need to see if you really are that good. And if you're not, you'll go back down, collect yourself, check yourself, and figure out what you need to do better. If you happen to be that good, which we'll never know, but like what he says there, expedite the process. I'm wanting him on the major league roster. And I know because I've finally put my brain together that cannot happen unless he gets to AAA first. He'll never make the jump from AA to the pros. We can all know that.
No, nor should he.
And he's got to play AAA. And if he's got to have 109 at-bats to hit 8 home runs and have an OPS of 1,012, then he's going to have another 100 or so at-bats in AAA. So let's get rid of this and let's go on. Like, trust me, it's awesome watching the home runs and watching how great he is. But wouldn't it be more awesome if he's doing that AAA? Well, then you know what the next step is.
I really want to see him go to Omaha and fail and see how he responds because he's made the game look really easy at AA right now. He's demolishing AA pitching, and for me, it's no longer like I don't want to say it's not fun because that's the wrong word to use, but it's no longer like exciting because you know he's going to dominate when he goes out there. He has cleaned up in AAA or in AA. There's no more. I don't think anyway that he can learn down there. I've seen enough. The opposite field home run was enough. That's all I needed to see yesterday. I saw that, okay, it's time to move this kid up to AAA, and I hope the Royals see it kind of that way as well. Like, all right, the opposite field home run, that's showing that you can hit to all fields. You've mastered AA pitching. You're doing what you want to at the plate right now. It's time to give him that opportunity now to go to AAA and kind of see what that lifestyle is all about and see how he responds to that next level. Because at AAA, most of your prospects are at your AA level, right? That's where all of the good prospects truly are, AA. AAA has always kind of been like that final step to obviously get to the big league level, but a lot of times it's dudes that have been in the major leagues that are looking for a new life, that maybe teams are stashing down there in the minor leagues. And so when you get to AAA, you're going to be facing big league type pitchers because a lot of those guys that are on those AAA rosters have been in the big leagues, have come back to AAA looking for that guy that pitched for Baltimore the last couple of games and gave up 85 home runs, Kyle Gibson, right? He was down in AAA. You're going to see guys like that down in AAA that have that big league experience, that know how to get hitters out. And that's the next step now for Jack Caglione. Get up to AAA, face guys who have been in the big leagues before, that know how to pitch, maybe not as good to be in the big leagues, but in AAA, and see what you can do against that. And have those failures and see you respond from those failures. Because it's no longer about Jack Caglione and what he can do. Now I think the biggest question is going to be, how does Jack Caglione respond when he doesn't have those successes? And that's the number one thing that every general manager in baseball talks about is like, we know these guys are good. We don't know how they respond to failure because many of them have never failed before. They've always dominated. They hit 400 or 500 in high school, dominate the minor leagues. They've never been in that position where they have failed and have to respond and act when they're not used to having something, I don't want to say given to them, but going out there and just dominating like you do in sports. When you get to that next level, sometimes you don't know how to respond to that failure. It's why a lot of guys don't make it at the big league level. They're fine with successes, but when pitchers start to do different things, they don't know how to adjust. They don't know how to take that next step. And that's what I'm excited about to see Jack Caglione do at AAA. Get up there, take that next step, fail, respond to failure, adjust to this, adjust to that. And if he's hitting like this in 2 months, well, I mean, and it's a AAA, there's not much more conversation that needs to be had about potentially bringing him up to the big league level. But I still think it's going to be next year. I do. I mean, this team is winning games right now. I still think you go out and get a major league ready bat to add to your organization, and you just let Jack Caglione figure it out in AAA for an entire year, and then next year he's your starting right fielder.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to have that conversation. The conversation I'm having is that, like, he has failed, though, in AA. Like, he had those 2 weeks where everybody was like, yep, that's it.
Right, and then he responded, right?
With a blaze of glory.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm hoping at AAA.
And meeting him and seeing his personality, like, it's almost like you're like, dude, like, you're 6'5", 250 pounds. Like, you hit the absolute piss out of a baseball. You know that, right? And he's just like, yeah, but I mean, like, it's all about just, like, the game, man. Like, I know, 22-year-old kid. Like, that's literally how he comes across, where you're just like, you look at him, you're like, your biceps are like 35 inches. You're
bigger than Lorenzen's.
You're a huge man that has a lot of talent. It's just like, he's okay if he fails. Like, he's not that player where it's gonna get. It's almost Hosmer-esque. Like, Hosmer would fail, and you would very rarely see him get upset, right? And then when he would come back and make up for it, or somebody else would, when Gordon hits the home run.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God.
But, that's the thing. And just because it's a wonderful Wednesday and I want to give the Texans what they want, they keep asking us for an MJ Melendez update in the minor leagues.
Well, you got access to Google, too, Tex. We don't need to bring that name up on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, that just brings things down.
Yeah, it's just.
You want to know what he's hitting? Omaha.com.
Omaha.com.
Whatever their website is, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I could care less what MJ Melendez is doing, honestly. I could care less, or couldn't care less, I guess is the right way to say it.
It's not good.
What MJ Melendez, who the hell cares about that guy? I mean, God.
I mean, you just want to know if he's getting his act together down there.
No.
He's hitting 176.
Oh.
1 home run, 9 hits. A lot of strikeouts. So there you go. But no, I mean, look, and to have the conversation, because I know people don't want to. Because I keep getting this, let's let him, continue to do his thing. And then it's well, we don't need him on the roster. I don't want him. I would love to have him in right field, obviously, if he could do this in the big leagues. But I'm just saying, if he does this in AA and does this in AAA, and I get it, I bring up MJ Melendez because I said this yesterday. I wonder if his failure has caused everybody to freak out. Adalberto Mondesi, does his failure cause this organization to freak out when it comes to a prospect like this? Because in hindsight, this franchise, Bobby Witt Jr. was the first one since Brett that really panned out the way they wanted to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Gordon was a failure at first. Butler, Gordon, all those guys, Moose, Haas,
they were all really good players. Bobby's a great player.
And the thing that I'm worried about is that, because Speck always tells me this sometimes too, he's sometimes it's okay to have a conversation about an athlete who just happens to be one of those generational types randomly, like Mahomes. They got it right with Mahomes. They got it right with Bobby Witt Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely do you strike gold twice in a short amount of time. You hit a nice parlay, you may never hit another one again, or you might hit one, back to back, and you're I'm on a heater. Maybe Caglione is a mythical unicorn. Maybe he is the guy, because I ask you, what would you say are the top 3 stories for the Royals this year?
For the Royals this year? Right now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's no fun when it goes that
no,
way.
I'm trying to think the top 3 stories.
What I'm trying to get you to say is that one of the biggest stories for the Royals this year is Jack Caglione.
I think the story would be bigger for Cags if they weren't winning, but they're winning at the big league level too.
It's a top 3 story for the Royals this year.
And for me, it's as long as they're winning at the big league level, nothing else matters, and that's what they're doing.
But it's not the conversation I'm trying to have. I understand that. I'm not wanting him on the roster. I'm telling you that we're talking about him in this way because he is a top 3 story in Kansas City baseball this year, and he's in AA.
I know, but it's crazy to talk about a prospect for me like that. When, if the big league club is losing, then we always talk minor league prospects. It's just different and strange. I think unique maybe too that the big league club is doing really good things and we're still talking about a minor league guy and everybody getting excited about this minor league player. And usually if the big league club is winning, nobody pays attention to the minor leagues. In 14 and 15, right? You had no idea what was going on down there, nor did you care because everything was going on at the big league level. This guy's obviously different than everybody else, but I still think the biggest story is the Royals picked up where they left off last year, and they may be better than where they were a season ago. And they went 2-8 on a road trip where everybody wrote them off. All the fans were writing them off, and I'm getting texts from everybody, but they're not going to win. And they're one of the best teams in baseball right now. And the pitching staff is better than it was a season ago, and maybe the best of all time. And Bobby Witt's doing some good things at the plate right now. And so I think the other big story for the Royals is, are they going to go out and make a big-time trade and get that bat that they need and not waste this pitching and get that bat in the lineup? So I do think he's a big story. I think he's a subplot to the season. But I think sometimes we talk about Jack Caglione as a city, and we forget that these guys at the ballpark are doing some really good things right now because we want this kid to be up here and be part of it. And I look at it and go, man, this big league ball club is winning games right now, and that's the big story for me.
Did the White Sox or Patrick Mahomes teach you that no lead is safe?
Well, both.
Okay.
Maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics.
That Cavs game last night. More entertaining than I thought it would be. I ate my Mac Morey cereal last night and got to watch how that game ended because Indiana comes back late. Halliburton hits that shot. We can dive into more of that a little bit later on, but that was insane.
No lead is safe, though, in sports, man.
And that keeps you to like stay humble, or like you don't like to be the guy. It's like,
There were many times on Monday night where I wanted to send texts about the Knicks, coming back, and I'm like, nope, not going to do it, not going to do it, not going to do it because
backspace.
I mean, yeah, up 20, you're probably like, oh somebody was up 20 again yesterday and didn't win either, right?
Jeez,
Cleveland, right? Were they not up 20 in that game yesterday?
It was close.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was 20 in the third quarter yesterday that they were up. They were up 7 with 50 seconds to go in that game. Like leads in sports, man. Like they're not safe anymore. Like the Blues are up 3-1, and they lose with 1 point, or they get the game tied with 1.6 seconds left on the clock. Patrick Mahomes, 13 seconds on the clock.
The Falcons, New England.
Falcons, New England. Like, if you think a lead in sports is safe and you go to X, formerly Twitter, and you're bloviating on there like that guy from Barstool Sports or Bill Simmons or any of these Celtic fans that were celebrating up 20, man, that is now the curse, I think, in sports. When your super fans roll the social media and announce the game is over. Oh, these games are not over, man.
That's why I hate the game over text. That's why I hate
with the Chiefs, it's different with the Chiefs. It's different with them. We got Mahomes. Yeah, we got
that's
Mahomes.
Fair.
We got the cheat code.
Yes, that's true.
On all of this. And so, this guy's always going to find you ways to win games. But in every other aspect of life, like that's the only dude that you can count on with a lead anymore. It's crazy.
I think D Ford kind of taught me that as well. Because I remember when Brady threw the pick, and I was in my living room, and I was like, "We're going to the Super Bowl,
dude.
We're going to the Super Bowl." And then all of a sudden, it was like flag on the play, and I was like, "Okay, all right." Never have you seen a Super Bowl. Never have you been to a Super Bowl. And here you are high-fiving, saying you're going. Here's the ref saying, no, Chris Jones hit him in the face.
And see, that was Brady, too. He's another one. Like, he's another. Bobby Witt.
Brady.
Like last night, you knew the game was over. Once Bobby came to the plate last night,
like,
the game was over. It was over. It was done. He didn't. I mean, you could have flipped that off and knew exactly what happened in that
One
game,
out,
right?
bases loaded.
Bobby's putting the ball in play, and the game's going to end. Joe Montana, another one. Elway, another guy like that would rip your heart out and all that. But, I mean, these basketball playoffs over the last 2 days alone, and the hockey playoffs the last 3 days alone, has shown us, just because you have a lead late in the game doesn't mean this thing is over. I mean, Halliburton last night missing the free throw, getting his own rebound, backing up, fall away three, boom.
Step back.
People are like, you should have called a timeout, set up a play. No, they let him play.
Do you want to get angry for a second? Mac, tell Bob what your friend said.
First text, Pacers hater. First, right after the game.
Pacers, hang on a second here.
Well,
they're all NBA geeks.
They're NBA geeks.
Yeah.
I can give you the lore in the background.
It's like saying I hate the Miami Marlins.
He just thinks he's mad that they made the ECF last year. He thinks they're overrated. All these things.
ECF. You see how he did that, right?
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier. He's mad. Whatever. So he texts me. Just wish they could play a healthy team. Just series is over. Just wish they could play a healthy Cavs. Just I'm like, did you watch that game?
What is he? Who's he a fan of?
He's not a fan of either of these teams. He just doesn't like that the Pacers are winning games against hurt teams. Yeah, he's a hater.
You take advantage of the situation you're in, like Cags in AA, murdering pitching, get him to AAA.
Well, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter about the injuries. What just happened wasn't about the injuries. They just scored 7 points in 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's low-hanging fruit when people go, they're injured and all that.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not in on that one. The games are the games.
And
Cleveland's had time to rest and all this kind of...
I don't give a rip. I'm gonna send him this text today. Playoff record when trailing by 7 points was less than a minute 30 left in the game. 2025 Pacers, 2-0. Every other team in the last 20 years, 1 in 384.
Oh, I saw one that was even worse than that.
Take that for data.
We'll get to that on the other side, because there was one that was even worse than that number, like in the thousands of teams that have never blown this type of lead.
Binkley's going to figure out that lead as well, because Binkley's on the other side as well. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Hey, man.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Foaling are ready for you to go foal around and find out how much fun it is, because Foaling is awesome, and it's perfect for everybody because it's football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. And what you're going to do is you're going to set up the pins just like you're going to bowl. Everybody's been bowling before. Now you're going to go foaling, and instead of a bowling ball, you're going to throw that football at the bowling pins, and you're going to knock them down. You're going to play against your buddies. You're going to play against your wife. You're going to play against your kids. It doesn't matter. An office party, Foaling is great for everybody. You knock all those pins down, you win, you re-rack them, and you play again. And everybody loves hearing the bonk horn go off. It's like the hockey horn blazing when you hit that 5-pin down all by itself. The bonk horn goes off, and you get to put your name on the wall like my buddy did over the weekend. Way to go, Dan, out there at Foaling, knocking down the bonk pin and getting the horn to go off. And Foaling has got a great bar, and you can cater your own events. That's why it's perfect for parties, because you can have food delivered or order once you get to Foaling. And again, with a world-class bar, great cocktails, great beer selection, Foaling is perfect for everyone. So reserve a lane now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com, and get your Foal on.
We just talked about it. Saturday is going to be awesome weather-wise. 2:30, you've got some NBA action. You'll have some Royals action, and you can have some Surfside action because the weather's heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka to break that heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. So 0 troubles with 0 carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. You must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
Honey, our new James Hardy siding from Powell Exteriors KC looks so good. Our house went from worst to first. The neighbor waved at me today with her whole hand. I'm ready for phase 2 of our home transformation. Let's call Powell about that new deck. They're offering financing at 0% for 18 months on everything. You should call today at 816-656-1160 or take another look at their stunning work on powellkc.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts today at the Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted with the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. You're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start your prescription treatment. Offer limited. Look now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Napa, we are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional-grade replacement parts to complete system solutions, Napa has what your business needs to keep your customers cool mile after mile. Need AC repair kits and refrigerant? How about compressors and condensers? Name the part, Napa has you covered coast to coast, behind a nationwide network built to keep your business ahead of the curve. Find your AC parts right now at Napa.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Midwest Auto Services. Missouri side heading into Lee's Summit. Things are very heavy. 50 highway westbound with an accident before Blackwell. It's right around Milton Thompson Road. Traffic just getting by on the right shoulder. You've got 2 miles of delay that stretch back from before 7 highway now. Is driving your vehicle like fighting a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan.
It's time for the College Football Report with Jay Binkley.
I'm still not sure I'm not Dusty's dad, but regardless.
On your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. Jay Binkley joining us here today. You'll also be on from 10 to 2 with Logan a little bit later on today, I believe.
Yeah, Jay. How about that?
What's going on, Bob and Dust Dog?
Not much. What do you what fickles your brain about the Cowboys acquiring George Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick in exchange for the Pittsburgh Pirates Steelers to get a 2026 3rd-round pick and a 2027 5th-round pick?
My first reaction is, man, Pittsburgh, what the hell are you doing? I mean, they're already talking about going to an alternate helmet. There was one team I didn't think would ever do it, and then they trade George Pickens. Dallas gets yet another diva at wide receiver. This just doesn't make a lot of sense for either team. And Pittsburgh, man, this team, for all that talent that they had before, no quarterback now, minus a wide receiver, and in Dallas, yet another headache. So I was kind of laughing about it, actually.
I don't understand why you say it doesn't make sense for Pittsburgh. You get rid of a cancer off your team. You just became a better football team by getting rid of that guy.
Well, I guess, but again, I mean, DK Metcalf and George Pickens, it's pretty good wide receivers that they would have had in Pittsburgh. There's no one to throw it to them. I get that.
Well, there will be. Aaron Rodgers had yellow and black socks on when he went to the Kentucky Derby, so he'll be there throwing it to him. Yeah. I completely disagree with you, Jay. I think George Pickens sucks as a teammate, and they needed to get rid of him. And I think your team becomes better. The Chiefs got rid of Tyreek Hill. Their wide receiver group became better. They went on and won 2 Super Bowls. I'm not saying Pittsburgh is doing that, but I do believe in sports and in life, quite honestly. And you've worked with people, just like Dusty and I have, that are cancers, and they yell at people all the time, and it's a miserable experience. You don't need that, right? You want to have the workplace where people can go and feel good and not have to walk on eggshells and deal with diva-type personalities. Like, I think this is a win for Pittsburgh just by ridding themselves of this guy.
Well, if one team can handle it, it's been Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh can handle it. But, you know, I'll just remind people, all those people that wanted George Pickens with the Chiefs when the draft came around, man, that was a hot name in Kansas City. Everybody wanted George Pickens to the Chiefs.
I know. I was kind of excited because I saw George Pickens and Adam Schefter. I'm like, did Brett Veach do it? Did he really do it? No, but Binkley, I want to bring this up because we had a conversation about it. I know that you've got your eyeballs glued to those Royals as well as they're winning. They've now won, 13 of their last 15?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Do you think Caglione is a top 3 story in Kansas City baseball this year?
100%. 100%. He needs to be to Omaha soon. It's great that the Royals continue to play America's booty call, the White Sox. That was one of the most laughable games I'd ever seen. That is a big bag of suck, Dust Man, the Chicago White Sox. But this team sucks so bad. It's so nice the Royals to have them in the division.
What did you call them? America's what?
Booty call.
America's booty call. The Chicago White Sox, I mean.
Well, they are, Bob. You think about it. I mean, last year the Royals were struggling at the beginning of the year. They go and sweep the White Sox, and it leads to a 7-game winning streak. And, you know, Colorado kind of played that role for Kansas City. They, under 500, get the Rockies. They were scoring over 4 runs. They hadn't been doing that much all year, but they did it twice in one day against the Rockies. And all of a sudden you get the White Sox, who basically a comedy of errors last night. That 9th inning was one for the record books. I mean, that was a typical way a team should never play, and that was the White Sox. And here's the thing, too, Bob and Dusty. The one thing I hate is they wear their City Connects now. It used to be those South Side jerseys they wore. This year they're wearing Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
They're wearing the black and red.
They're
if
sick.
there's not anything more disrespectful than the White Sox, that sucky team that they are, representing the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan in those championships with Chicago. That is a joke.
Yeah, well, that's the owner owns both of those teams, so you get you get the cross get the cross promotion of those teams. All right, back to football, Jay, because that seemingly is your wheelhouse here. I made the comment earlier after this George Pickens trade. I think the Chiefs are going to be drafting a wide receiver every year from here on out with Brett Veach and company. It doesn't have to be a first round pick, but I think every year they're going to be drafting wide receivers. What do you think about that?
I hope so, and I think they should. I mean, that is what they are. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, you're only going to have that guy once, as I've said before. You got to fill him up with a lot of talent. But, Hollywood Brown's probably on we said this last year, but he's probably on his last year in Kansas City. But, yeah, just keep taking chances of wide receivers, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, look at last year, with Hollywood Brown out the first play of preseason, Rashee Rice hurt in game 3 for the season. You just never know, and then maybe a suspension. You just never know. So, yeah, I would keep throwing darts at wide receivers. Most of the time it's worked out. I mean, the Chiefs don't throw a bunch. They throw one pretty much. Sky Moore hadn't exactly worked out. Rashee Rice has. Xavier Worthy has. So, Brett Veach very calculated in the receivers that he brings in to Kansas City. But, yeah, I'm with you, man. Just get one every year.
All right, Bigley, last one because we have a topic coming up on the other side about this. The Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs have played on CBS at, 3:30 for the last 3 years, every single year at that time slot. Is there a game on the schedule that you would just, if you had $100 to spend, just hypothetically in like a draft, that you could put most of your money on Chiefs versus who next year? What game is that?
Probably Chargers and Chiefs in Brazil. However, guys, this is the 30th anniversary of the Chiefs playing the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. And if the Chiefs aren't going to get their way to play on Christmas, what better way for the NFL? It's two marquee teams, America's teams, the Chiefs, despite love them or hate them nationally.
Who's the other team that's the marquee team in that conversation?
I would say Dallas. I mean, Dallas is, we could laugh about Dallas all we want, but, they are still a ratings draw, and having the Chiefs and the Cowboys on the 30th anniversary from the 95 Thanksgiving Day game.
A lot of people celebrate that one.
Yes, they do in my world, Bob.
Yeah.
So 30th anniversary for the Chiefs and the Cowboys on Thanksgiving because the NFL is going to do it. The NFL loves Chiefs' first ever playoff game on Peacock, first ever playoff game on Netflix, first ever night game on Amazon. The NFL loves using the Chiefs. They're the marquee team. But imagine the Chiefs and Cowboys, the ratings bonanza that would be on Thanksgiving.
Well, I mean, the Giants and Cowboys had a ratings bonanza, too. I don't know if you waste the Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day because I don't think you need it. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. And, I think the schedule release a week from today is going to excite a lot of people.
Well, it's fun. And, NFL.com broke down their top 10 games a year. 3 of the top 10 were Chiefs. I mean, there's so many great games and selections. The Ravens at the Chiefs, the Eagles at the Chiefs at the Bills, even though we know that game doesn't matter in the regular season. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of good games on the Chiefs schedule. They got the Commanders, Jaden Daniels versus Mahomes this coming up this year. But the schedule for the Chiefs is fun. They had 5 primetime games last year. I expect that or more next year. It was the Jets that actually had 6 primetime games last year. What a joke that was. Hopefully it's the Chiefs this year.
Yeah. All right, Jay.
We'll see you in about an hour, buddy.
All right, fellas.
We did not ask him about that Tug Buck guy from Idaho State who played for the Vikings wearing number 69 with a mullet. I mean, he fits in perfect in the NFL. I did want to give that stat about the Pacers that we talked about on the other side. NBA teams are 3 and 1,640 while trailing by at least 7 points in the final minute of the fourth quarter or overtime since 97-98, 0.18% winning percentage.
It's incredible.
I'll go one step further for you, right? The Pacers have 2 of those 3 wins.
They do a much better job of getting open.
Misses Halliburton the rebound. 9 seconds. They do have a timeout. Carlisle's going to let him play. Halliburton steps back and hits. Tyrese Halliburton trying to take Cleveland's heart.
Ow! Jeez, my God.
Indiana
The hell?
in a Game 2 stunner.
And one step further, the two of those Pacers wins are this Pacers team.
Yeah, in the last week.
Yes. The hell was that horrible buzzer?
Feed off of that overrated chance that the Cavs fan base was giving you.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, that one was unexpected. I didn't know we had beef, but
I didn't know that's
I
what
guess
it sounded like. To be honest with you,
good for them, man. I that came out of nowhere, but it's just I think now that label's there, they're all that's how it's gonna be every time we play somebody. Every time on the road, they'll probably follow me until the next poll comes out, and then we'll see if I'm number one again. But for me, I just control what I can, man. Yeah, I mean, overrate that.
Overrate that is the best. If you don't know, because a lot of people aren't NBA fans, he was voted as the most overrated player in the NBA by his peers.
That's right.
And then he hit that shot and did maybe one of the greatest celebrations afterwards. How about these marbles? I mean, my God.
Overrate that.
Major League 2 type stuff. Like, it was fantastic.
Coming up on the other side, there's a bidding war that I think we would all love to watch on television because it would be entertaining as hell. 96.5, The Fan dives into that here on Fescoe and Dusty on the other side. Your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Well, if you're looking to save some money, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending may be able to help you, but you have to take their free mortgage checkup. And I suggest everybody takes the free mortgage checkup when you have a house, because you can maybe find out that, you know what, you're paying a little bit too much, and maybe Golden Oak can save you some money. Or maybe you just need some cash out because you've got a lot of expenses coming up, or you've got some prior expenses you just want to pay off. Whatever your financial situation is, Golden Oak can help make it better. But I want you to take that free mortgage checkup because they can send you on your way to financial health. And right now, there's no paperwork. There's no credit card required. Just call them and have that conversation. The average cash-out customer who refinances with Golden Oak Lending saves $1,104 per month. Plus, you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment when you do refinance with Golden Oak Lending. How would you like to go all summer and not have to make that mortgage payment? Plus, with Golden Oak Lending, if you're in a great mortgage right now, they'll let you know that. If they have one better for you, they'll let you know that as well. And if they don't have one that's better for you, they'll tell you that. They'll never put you into a mortgage that isn't better than what you're currently in. So call them today and take that free mortgage checkup. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. Or visit them at goldenoaklending.com and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with confidence with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
If severe weather hit you last year, don't worry. Century Roofing is here. We have extended our free material upgrade sale on all roof replacements to celebrate our 35th anniversary. We'll provide an in-depth inspection to determine if enough damage exists to warrant filing a claim with your insurance company. See for yourself why Century Roofing has been voted Best of Johnson County for the 3rd year in a row. Trust the pillars of strength. KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it.
You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Royals coverage sponsored by Border Magic. We've got the edge for your landscaping edging needs.
Boost your curb appeal and add value with custom concrete landscape edging from Border Magic. Choose from a huge variety of styles and colors, all backed by a 10-year warranty. A cost-effective way to give your home that wow factor. Get started now at southkcbordermagic.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, things are recovering on 50 Highway westbound heading into Lee's Summit. Earlier accident before Blackwell has cleared. You still got over a mile of slow traffic coming over from 7 Highway, but again, things starting to unwind. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Wild West City, a city running wild. I'm going to Wild West City, bring the missus and the child. Gonna wear my hat, twirl my gun, join the posse and have some fun at Wild West City, a city running wild. I'm going to Wild West.
It's a good song, isn't it?
A city running wild.
Yeah, Wild West City, baby. Go see cowboys reenact shooting guns at each other in New Jersey. That was
It's too good of a song not to play.
It really is. I told you it was a good song,
like
right?
Toy Story 2.
Could have
96.5 The Fan, KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City for you here on 96.5 The Fan. Wild West.
Wild West City, man.
Come on, Bullseye. Let's right away.
Oh, yeah. You got to reenact the saloon and, shootouts at the OK Corral and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
In case you missed it, this morning there was trade in the NFL. George Pickens from Pittsburgh to Dallas.
Mhm.
That's really all you need to know.
That's it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about the compensation.
Picks, and there's
right?
Pickens, and there's a trade, and it's a receiver to the Cowboys, and that's all that really matters.
Has Jerry weighed in yet? Has he held a press conference yet? Bill Belichick was out in the wild again last night. Read the story on Pro. Yes, actually. Read the story on Pro Football Talk about him. I mean, you think Mike Florio's got an axe to grind with Kansas City. This dude's got an axe to grind with Bill Belichick because the headline is Bill Belichick shows up to speak with no holes in his clothes.
Damn.
And then the story talks about how nobody saw Jordan at this thing yesterday.
Michael?
All right.
Yes.
In case you forgot, I didn't.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Where's our hater of that? He'll chime in or she'll chime in at some point, but it is the reminder that it is a Wednesday and it is the poll question as we will talk about this a little bit later because it is game 2 tonight, fellas. Game 2.
Let's go. Game 2.
Here we go, baby.
Let's go.
Come on.
Celtics. If you haven't listened this week, and hopefully you have, you know that Team Celtics is Team Mac. Team Knicks is Team Bob. You go to that's wet. You got to get some
That was
dryer.
a wet mouth fart. What are you doing? Like that. That's
yeah,
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word on the air. The combination of what I'm talking about starts with an S and ends with a fart.
Why can't you say shart on air?
I don't know. Can you? I don't know.
just did.
You just did. All right. That's my boss is on vacation, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's growing his beard out.
But
I don't know why you can't say shart.
I don't know. I just
what
some
the hell
words
was that?
Yeah, some words I just I don't know. But
The poll question: are you Team Bob with the Knicks? Or are you Team Mac with the Celtics? I want all personalities out of it. Are you going for the Celtics or are you going for the Knicks? Because if you're over the Celtics, you're with Mac. If you're over the Knicks, you're with Bob. And I'm ready to just watch these two duke it out.
You're just ready for a game 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all
Who's
you
not?
Like Dusty's living the dream right now.
Yeah,
I just want to
right.
kind of just sit back and watch this thing burn down in flames and know that he wins either way. Right?
Yeah.
Either way, he wins. But I'm going to be honest with you here. We win more if the Celtics do lose. Number one, the Knicks move on, and that's good for the NBA, and it's good for sports. Number two, the meltdown that Mac's going to have if the Knicks do beat him. I'm not going to melt down if the Knicks lose. I mean, whatever. But if the Celtics lose, the meltdown will be spectacular.
I will be distraught.
It will be spectacular. to see you melt down because, well, I mean, you got a cakewalk right now, I think, anyway, to the NBA Finals. I think the Knicks-Celtics winner goes to the Finals, in my opinion.
Celtics-Pacers could be scary.
Yeah.
Well,
Pacers are good.
Yeah,
Then you get Drew versus Mac.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that would be good.
That'd be good
though.
too.
Yeah, you get Bo Nixon and Joe Randa.
Yeah,
going head to head at
That's
it.
true.
You know what I mean?
No, I think the Knicks winning, I've always said, is better for the NBA. It's better for sports. It's a lot more fun because they haven't done it. They want it, and it will be insane if they do. You know, people will be climbing up the Empire State Building and losing their mind. It'll be insane. It'll be absolutely insane.
So Bob brought up a great idea.
Thank you.
I don't think we gave him enough credit for the other day in post-production because I think this is fantastic. And hats off to you.
No, I stole this from Josh.
Oh, okay. You did? Damn it. So clean.
But we've never actually talked about this because it is a great idea.
So there was a graphic that came up yesterday about what game are you excited to watch potentially in 2025 out of the entire NFL. And number one was Bills Chiefs. Everybody's still super eager to get to that game. I still don't know if it's better to play that game before week 6 or after week 10. I can't think of the answer yet. But CBS has gotten that game 3 years in a row, 3:15. It's always Romo and Nance.
Right.
Every single year, at least for the last 3 years. So it would appear that CBS is taking the majority of their money to bid on games, which is an egregious amount. And they're like, hey, Bills Chiefs, then we'll talk later once we're done. And everybody else is like, well, we know CBS is getting Bills Chiefs at 3:15, somewhere around, or 3:30, somewhere around, week 6 or week 10. Seems to be that way every single year. And it started to make you kind of spark up and be like, could you imagine if they had cameras on all the CEOs bidding for these network games, would you watch? And the answer is
absolutely. Everybody's done a fantasy
45,
auction.
85, 85, 45, 55, 55, 55, 55,
Right. Exactly. Right. But not to that level. But everybody's done a fantasy auction, right? And you get a certain amount of money that you can spend, whether it's $250, $300, right?
Yeah.
Let's, for argument's sake, $300, right? Each network gets $300 to bid on games. And you can bid as much as you want to get certain games on your network. And once you run out of money, then you get the AFC South. I mean, that's just kind of how it works.
I guess we'll take Texans and Colts.
Yeah. For $1. Yeah. I only got $1 left. Texans, Colts, fine.
I'd buy that for $1.
Jags and Colts, for $1. Then
At least it's in London.
Yeah, right, exactly. One of those type of things. But if you're bidding on these games, I got to think the bidding war between the networks would be outstandingly fun to watch, to see how much they fight and for what teams these networks fight for, and how many Chiefs games that these networks fight for and try to bid on as well. But if they said Wednesday night was not schedule release night, but it was network executives bidding on the game night, fantasy draft style, auction style, you would absolutely be tuned in to watch something like that,
to
right?
watch angry rich guys trying to bet on teams they have no affiliation with? Absolutely.
Yeah. So they say the Chiefs and Bills is the number 1 game of the NFL season, according to NFL.com, right? The number 2 game, Detroit versus Philadelphia, which is kind of crazy to me because Philly won the Super Bowl, but yet the Chiefs and Bills are still considered the better game over the Lions, who's America's team right now. Everybody loves the Lions, right? America's guest is Dan Campbell. And so I'm surprised the Chiefs and Bills is still that game, but I'm not, because it's Patrick Mahomes, it's Josh Allen, it's the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL. Everybody wants to see that game, even though the Chiefs or Bills aren't the Super Bowl champs. So stick that in your Howie Roseman pipe and smoke it.
I don't have a dog in the fight, so I can't vote on our poll question because I don't want to give you or Bob the gratification because I'm an outside guy. What's the lead at right now? In case you forgot, our poll question: Team Mac and the Celtics, Team Bob and the Knicks when it comes to the NBA's game 2 tonight.
Just posted just 15 minutes or so ago. So just a few votes in, 17 votes, 64% in favor of Team Bob.
Oh, wow.
Nobody likes the Celtics.
Runaway. Yeah.
Well, the Celtics are that team. We're tired of them. It's just like people are tired of the Chiefs
They're
or the
Niners
Dodgers.
And the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're the combination of the Niners and the Chiefs.
I don't know if these two numbers voted 75. Neither. NBA sucks.
Oh, okay.
And then another one. I'm team don't care about the NBA, bro. Shocking, bro. So yeah, there you go.
How could again? I'm not an NBA fan. I'm not even a basketball fan, but I'm a sports fan. And these last couple of nights with the NBA have been some of the best sporting events that
good.
I mean,
what time's your soccer game tonight?
5.
Okay, so you're home right when the game starts.
We'll be home a little bit after 6, hopefully, tonight. Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
they ain't taking that thing off at 6.
No, I mean,
it's 6:08.
Yeah, get there in time for a little bit of tip-off, maybe a little bit later after that, just depending on, how the game goes.
Shit, Daddy's hungry and the Knicks are on.
Yeah.
When do we move back to Brooklyn?
816 says Bo Nix, Jaden Hicks, John Wick, New York in 7.
Yeah, I like that. But seriously, if you consider yourself a sports fan and you're not intrigued by these last couple of nights in the NBA, are you really a sports fan? Because I can make that leap. The basketball sucks. I don't like the sport at all. No. But God, I love the action that these last couple of nights have given us.
Drama, man.
Because I can't promise you it's going to be dry enough for that Royals game. It looks like there's some clouds in the future. Not trying to bring clouds to the future, but clouds of money could be coming to this left-hander in a few years. We'll explain why and what's next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, that rain may be coming, and that's great for my lawn. But you know what's been better for my lawn? Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. These guys have been phenomenal. And I love the fact that they've made my lawn the best lawn on the block. And now I'm getting compliments from the neighbors. I'm out walking the other day. My neighbor's like, man, your lawn looks great. Here's a little fist bump for you. I'm like, yeah, those guys at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control are college-educated professionals, and they know exactly what they're doing. And that's why my lawn looks awesome. The weeds are gone. The dandelions are gone. It's now just beautiful, lush green grass, and I couldn't have done it without my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They've provided award-winning service since 1985, and they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And now that's the next step for us. Getting rid of all the mosquitoes, the ticks, and the fleas out of our yard this spring and summer is going to be outstanding. Not only can we sit outside and not have to worry about anything, but we got a dog, and we don't want her to have the ticks or the fleas or anything like that, and Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is going to take care of everything. So call them today and mention this ad. You'll get up to half off your first application. Or better yet, you can just visit them at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Getting engaged? At Shane Company, we'll help you find the perfect diamond. This is your engagement ring, aka only your life's most important piece of jewelry. No need to worry. As gemstone experts since 1929, we handpick only the most beautiful natural and lab-grown diamonds cut to our high standards in every price range. We have diamonds in all shapes and sizes, ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Come see for yourself at Shanco.com or at your local store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Summer is better with True Green, especially at a price this low. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment and enjoy your lawn without overspending. With True Green, you get expert care and a plan tailored to fit your lawn's needs, so it looks best while you save big. Let the pros handle the hard work while you enjoy the results, relax more, and keep more money in your pocket. A great lawn has never been this easy or this affordable. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com. Restrictions apply.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even can last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with Good Enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, things recovering in Lee's Summit. US 50 westbound, earlier accident before Blackwell has cleared, and all those delays have unwound. Past that, things are slow from 291 north all the way up to 470. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it, NFL news today. George Pickens has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys for, what, a 5th-round pick, 3rd-round pick? Who gives a rip pick? Pickens to the Cowboys is all you need to know.
Yeah, George Pickens to the Cowboys, man.
Right.
Fun.
Yep. So there's been some exchangements in the NFL before the schedule release, which is a week from today.
That's right. Big day.
I do want to bring this up. Is there a game that, like, if you were one of those bidders, right, that were putting money, say just for Chiefs games, like, what would you sell as do you think the most, because I asked Binkley that, and he said Chargers and Brazil, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on a tangent where he thinks that you could make, which now you know from 10 to 2 today, there's a topic.
Yep.
And it's, I think the Chiefs and Cowboys should be on Thanksgiving, which the NFL and CBS and Fox, I guess it would be Fox or whoever, would be like, yo, what Bob said, like, we don't need both of those teams.
No.
Like, I got Dallas. Oh, for a cheap buy on Thanksgiving where I'm going to slam dunk ratings, I can have Dallas play the Giants again?
Well, I mean, you got 40 million people watching the Cowboys and Giants last year, roughly.
Yeah, you're watching no matter what.
Nobody, I mean, neither team was any good. Neither team was a playoff team. Nothing. It's Thanksgiving. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't think the networks are going to waste a Chiefs prime time standalone game on Thanksgiving. Now, I could be completely wrong. Nobody cares that it's the 30th anniversary of the Chiefs and Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Like, that's irrelevant.
That was hilarious.
I mean, it's 30 years. And
Cool.
I mean, vaguely remember
He goes,
that
yeah,
game,
well,
right?
my neck of the woods, Bob.
Yeah.
My people care, Bob.
No, I don't.
How many people have come up to you recently and said, remember that game 30 years ago on Thanksgiving in Dallas? Or how many people, I know you've referenced it once because Dale Carter screwed up, and I mean, it's 30 years ago. I mean,
the only thing I know is that Dale Carter got ejected and my dad cursed, and I'd never heard my dad curse before.
Like the NFL.com has released what they believe are the top 10 games of the NFL season. That's the league putting this out, right? Chiefs and Bills, number 1. Lions and Eagles, number 2. Rams and Ravens comes in at number 3. And then the Eagles and Chiefs are at 4. The Knicks and Bills are number 5. Bears and Washington 6. Ravens, Chiefs 7. How about this one at number 8? Denver and Houston at number 8.
Wow.
Vikings, Seattle at number 9.
Wow.
And then Green Bay and Pittsburgh at
sense.
number 10.
Vikings, Seattle. Yeah, the quarterback.
With the quarterback swap.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Cowboys are not mentioned as
What was number 10?
Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's
No,
because
yeah. You go, but there's only one reason and one reason only, right? The
Right.
Jets and Pittsburgh will be on this. People will be intrigued by that kind of stuff. We like dumpster fires.
Houston, Denver's interesting.
That is an interesting one. It goes back to Mac's point where he was talking about how great their defense is
Yeah.
going to be this year. You got
So you
C.J.
wanna watch
Stroud
that?
year 3. That's a playoff that's a wild card battle type
card
thing.
battle.
That's
you know?
what that's who's really a divisional round game
Yeah,
team
exactly.
strength.
Right, yeah, one of those type of things. But Dallas is not listed at all. There's 20 teams basically because there's 10 games. Now the Chiefs are half of them. But Dallas is not even on there. Not one of their games is on there. Thanksgiving Day is a throwaway for the networks. Just put whoever against the Lions and whoever against the Cowboys, and people are going to watch.
I'm very intrigued because I'll slide into this. I think the best game that I could sell before anybody put pads on for the Chiefs season this year is Commanders and Chiefs.
That's mine too.
And that's in Kansas City. You're going to see what a lot of people think is the next reign of terror in the NFC and the Washington Commanders. You're seeing a team that essentially did what you did, except didn't change owners, but you gutted everything else out and you became successful immediately. You came from a time period of 11 and 10 and 12 and all those years that were bad for the Chiefs. And then you're like, all right, everybody get out. It's me. I'm going to go get Mark, and we're going to get Andy, and we're going to let Andy get this guy and do this guy and get all this. And we're going to build a foundation behind a quarterback that we think is talented and good. That's what Washington's doing. And Washington went to the NFC Championship game last year. And their quarterback's insane. Some people might already have him as a top 5. And then you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're like, all right, no one knew Washington was relevant with a football team until last year about week 7.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
and now they're going to play the Kansas City Chiefs probably Sunday Night Football.
Let's be honest. They're now the new darlings of the NFL. They got the draft this week. They've got a new stadium coming along. They've got the owner that people actually like right now. They're winning. They got a good quarterback. That team, as you mentioned, is on a heater right now in D.C. Their name still sucks, but their uniforms are awful, but they are on a heater right now with everything that they're doing. And so the NFL is going to celebrate that because football essentially is finally back in the nation's capital for the first time since Daniel Snyder purchased the team, right?
And boys, that drawing of what the draft's going to look like.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Union Station, hold my beer. I'm the Capitol.
I was like, oh, man, I might enlist in the Army after the draft.
How cool did that look, right?
I was
Awesome.
That's going to be nice.
The reflection pool, the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, the Capitol, all right there. It's going to be the best setting that you ever saw for that thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. In the old days, CBS would get all the AFC games and Fox would get the NFC games. And if there was a crossover, the visiting team, if it was the NFC, that game would be on Fox. So Washington coming here, in the old days, that would be a Fox game. I don't know if that still carries a lot of weight because they don't really have the AFC, NFC lines anymore.
Yeah.
But if it's still kind of like that, if you're Fox, don't you protect that game and not allow that one to go on Sunday Night Football, right?
Why wouldn't you let the greatest quarterback of football talk about two of the greatest quarterbacks in football during what could be a great football game?
I mean, I think that game has to be on Fox because of that point alone.
I mean, that game could be just – I mean, that's what I would sell to somebody. They'd be like, what? They'd be like, Dusty, I want to buy tickets to the game, take my kid, whatever. What's the game? Washington. Because that's the home. Go to Washington.
It's a home. That is a home game. Yeah, most of the home games this year aren't
Washington and
good.
Philly are here. Dallas and New York are there.
Yeah, and so some of the road games may be better. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, but I think Philly obviously is one that I would circle because
the rematch.
Yeah, and revenge is a dish best served cold, right? And so Howie Roseman and Brett Veach are going to battle. At the beginning of the game, they're going to Rochambeau for the kickoff instead of a coin toss, and then we'll see, kind of what happens throughout the. I would love to see Veach and Howie Roseman on the arrowhead at the center of the game, Rochambeau for the ball. How awesome would that be?
And
Veach
then,
would kick his ass.
Then you get this announcement because you never know, Bob, who he's got up there at this, in the organization.
Of course.
And before we get this Rochambeau going off, here is one Bob Fescoe to sing Brett Beachtown.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How mad would Cody be?
Well, I'd hope he'd be fully supporting you.
Come
Real
up
quick,
and steal the mic.
before we get it, oh God, he'd just start banging the drum.
Yes.
Like, not yet! And that's supposed to be Tamba. When did Tamba get glasses? Tamba's turned into Sammy Sosa. What the hell's going on here? No, but we brought up this topic a couple weeks ago about getting a bat for this Royals organization. Before we get into one word, because there was a text this morning that says, hey, the Dodgers pitching staff is dissipating. Would like Lugo to get a bat from them? We know that LA's loaded, but like also Bubic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you found some numbers that says ESPN predicts that in 2 years, he could get $100 million if he keeps this
Yeah,
up.
he could get a $100 million contract ESPN is projecting based on what he's doing right now, which, I mean, in baseball, who the hell knows?
And in 27, he can walk. He's got
he's
one
got
more year.
this year and next year.
And
Next year
then-
is his final year of arbitration,
Yep.
and then he becomes a free agent. So essentially, you have a year and a half
Next
left.
year's the ugly year.
And hey, credit the Royals. They paid him out this year. They gave him $3 million this year. Didn't have to do that, right? But they did. Nice gesture. It's something that Dayton always did with some of the younger guys and gave them money when he really didn't have to give them money. Kind of a good faith type of thing. And it's good to see JJ continuing that with a guy like Chris Bubic, who was good in the bullpen last year, but they paid him. And look how great he's been right now, right? And so you've got to maximize, your roster at this point in time. And did the text say that they saw something about the Dodgers were interested in Lugo?
No, it just says Dodgers pitching staff is like, losing numbers. Why not trade Lugo for one of their bats?
Yeah, and I think everybody in this organization, other than Bobby at the big league level right now, and maybe even Michael Garcia at this point, but Bobby at this point in time, and obviously Reagan's, those are your only two untouchables. You have got to be willing to make a bold move, I think, this year to acquire that Ben Zobrist type of bat for the Royals. And Bubic could be that guy because, the Royals have an influx of starting pitching guys. Look at their starting pitching rotation right now. There's not a dead spot in it. Like, there's not a White Sox in that rotation for the Royals right now. And so Bubic is a good guy to trade because he doesn't make much money. He's got another full year under contract for him, and you can get something good in return. Trading guys on expiring contracts, you get a bunch of minor leaguers back in return, right, that you'll never hear of again. And with a guy like Chris Bubic, you got the rest of this year, all of next year with him under contract. That means you can go out there and get a legitimate baseball player, an outfield bat to come back here in return. And I'm not talking about a DH or anything like that. I'm talking about a legitimate outfield bat. And for the first time since the Zobrist trade, the Royals have some ammo to go out there and get a really, really good player for a postseason push. And you got to go ahead and do that. And JJ's been very bold in his moves, and I love it. I love the fact that they've been very bold. And I think the only way to get better is to make a bold move that some people are going to be mad about, but at the end of the day, you realize it's best for the organization moving forward.
Yeah, I think that your piece that you move is on your active MLB roster. I don't think it's in your minor league organization.
I agree.
And again, people, you have this conversation every year because this is the fortunate yet unfortunate part about trades. This is why you see India come to Kansas City and Singer go away. Like, a lot of people are like, well, Brady Singer was drafted to be the ace. He was.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Bubic is pitching like an ace. He is.
Yeah.
He's a top 5 Cy Young candidate. But, you can take a little bit out of Brett Veach's playbook here because
exactly
you sustain your greatness by making great moves.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as it might pain you to be like, man, you're going to get rid of Bubic, it's like you got to play the agent role of the opposite side that's trying to make the deal because it's like, yeah, he's great this year, but he is coming off of an injury. We do have a surplus. We've got Reagan's. We got this kid in the minors that really kind of showed us something.
Yeah.
I don't know when a spot start. You
only need 3 pitchers in the postseason too.
And the other thing is that where you have to look at the other side is that Lugo and Waka are both aging out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to have to pay them as much as you might have to pay a guy like Bubic, but you also have to look at what your franchise is. Is your franchise a franchise that hands out $100, $300, $200 million checks to pitchers. They don't. They gave it to Bobby. They gave it to Cole Riggins. They told you exactly what they had in the future: an ace and an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
If Bubic isn't part of that, and you can trade him and get somebody that is under contract, that has a somewhat doable contract that can fit with your organization. Again, baseball teams just spend whatever they want. Bob said here before and said, hate the Mets, hate the Dodgers, hate whoever you want. You can do it too. You're just choosing not to.
You should hate the teams that don't spend versus the teams that do spend.
And I think that, you can do this because, as you said, your pitching staff is great. I would caution that, Waka and Lugo are older, and eventually you have to find two spots, not just one. And for the people that think that Bubic can be that guy to go with Cole in the future, it's like, yeah, I dig that. Lorenzen is also a piece that you could move this year.
Yeah.
He might bring you something of value enough to your lineup if you are banking that maybe Cags is going to be a help come July or September, which, again, we don't know that to be true. Or, what happens when the guys that have been surprises kind of fizzle back down to reality? Like Mike Hill's maybe a 275 hitter. Drew Waters is maybe a 270 hitter. You're still going to need that bat. And Bubic is one of those guys that, like, the Dodgers are okay to be like, yeah, we'll take that on. $100 million for 5 years for that guy. Sounds good. Glass now, you never made it for us. Goodbye, Blake Snell. We're only going to pay you the contract you're out. And Kershaw's going to be off this roster eventually as well. So, yeah, there'll be suitors, there'll be bidders, and there'll be buyers. It just, you got to have that tough conversation with yourself.
And look, and I know how these conversations take place. I mean, these general managers, these guys, they're all, I don't want to use the term friends, but they're all acquaintances, and I think, a lot of them are friends. They talk all the time, and they throw out scenarios all the time to each other. Hey, would you be interested in Lugo? Yeah, let me see. What are you going to give me back in return? Give me 20 minutes. Call back in return and say, hey, I'd be interested in giving this up for Seth Lugo. And we're not really looking for that. What would you give us for Bubic? All right, let me go back to the drawing board and get that done. These conversations are happening, and I would be stunned if JJ hasn't already had conversations with other teams about what they would want in return for this guy or for that guy or for this guy or for that guy. I guarantee you those conversations are taking place, and they already kind of have an idea of what it would take to go out there and acquire that bat, because that was something, again, that they really wanted to do this offseason. They weren't able to do it with Santander. He took the big bucks and went to Toronto. And so the wheels have been moving ever since, because I know down in spring training, they were even talking about, we're probably a bat away. We need another bat. We need another bat. And so when you have a strength on your team, it's okay to deal from that strength to make a weakness stronger. And when people say you can't trade so-and-so, the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill. I don't listen to you can't trade so-and-sos.
One word.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is One Word on Fescoe and Dusty.
One word on a hump day, baby. Here we go. We're starting with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Why?
Well, Bob, you wrote it down, and I like this story, so I put it in here. Scumbags part infinity, to steal your words, which I like.
Yeah.
Basically, they floated this story about their GM Spy Tech threatening that his son was going to leave their family if they didn't end up getting Ashton Dinty, which was in turn to elevate their pick or elevate the value of their pick.
They were trying to trade their pick, and so the GM used his son as ammo, basically, to say that he's going to leave the family if they don't take Genty, trying to boost the value of Genty so somebody would come in and value that pick and make a trade for that pick.
What are we doing?
We're using your kids as pawns at your job now? What a loser.
One word.
Loser.
There you go. I'll count that.
Yeah, I would say just like wild. I mean, just interesting, chaotic.
Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders.
Raiders is a good
Raiders,
word.
man. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Similar. What are we doing? One word on Doug Gottlieb in Green Bay. Hey, they're coming to Allen Fieldhouse. They're going to take on the Jayhawks to start next basketball season. One word.
Yeah, Doug Gottlieb coming to Lawrence. Fixer. He will tell Bill Self how to fix that KU program, just like he fixed Caitlin Clark. At least that's what he's telling people.
Of course.
Yeah, it's real simple. It's cowboy. Bill Self, Oklahoma State alum. Doug Gottlieb, Oklahoma State
Here we
alum.
go.
Handshake hand. Hey, here's some money to play
exactly.
us. That's all it is.
Yeah, and you know, Gottlieb and Self have always been, they've always had a good
Boys.
relationship back in the day when he was like doing games and whatnot. I always remember him being in there and talking to Bill and whatnot. I love the fact that Bill's doing this for somebody maybe he likes that nobody else does, obviously. But I think it's cool when you can do something like that, kind of give back to a guy, give him a couple $100,000 to come in here, and hopefully you lose the basketball game. That's your role in all of this. But also bringing him in to kind of, you know, survey the program a little bit and give your feedback how to fix this KU thing, because for a lot of KU fans, it's going in the wrong direction.
Panic button time for sure. Oh, yeah. Only made the tournament.
What are we going to do now?
And Norm Roberts, you know, retired the other day, and they all lost their collective minds then.
Well, Minnesota Timberwolves fans are losing their minds now. They lost game 1 yesterday at home against the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry out for 2.5, 3 quarters of the game, left early in the first half.
He's done for game 2 at least.
Yeah, he's done for game 2. Yeah, it's. I'm not worried about the Warriors winning the series, but their title chances that you should be worried. But Chris Finch, head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, had this to say on his star, Anthony Edwards, who started the game 0 for 10.
That starts with Anthony. You know, I thought he struggled early, and then you could just kind of see the light go out a little bit for a while. And then, obviously we had to try to get him going in the second half. But, I think, it was one of those games where it kind of came out with a predetermined mindset of what he was trying to do, and just rather than just playing the game that was in front of him. So,
well, that guy will be fired.
Fired.
There it is.
Yeah. Fired. Yeah. I mean, you're the head coach that nobody's ever heard of before, and you're out there, basically taking shots at the quote-unquote new face of the league, who's your star player. All starts with him. Star players don't handle that so well, being called out by nameless coach. So, fired.
Fired. Fired. Immature. Like, you got to know, like, that's not the timing. Bad timing as well. Maybe not immature, but I would say, like, egregious. Like, you can't do that in this time, because now, like, Ant knows how bad he was last night.
That's the thing, right? Like,
it's like salt in the wound.
You gotta come alongside these guys, right? A lot of egos in the NBA, a lot of egos in professional sports in general. Had a bad night. Come alongside that guy and be like, dude, I understand you had a bad night. No big deal. We'll get you next time. We got you. It's okay.
Yeah, he could have said, it starts with Ant. He knows that, though, and he knows what he didn't do tonight, and we're going to make sure that we prepare next game that he comes out and does it.
The problem is he checked out of that game, and this is a playoff game. I was actually having a conversation with a buddy of mine yesterday whose daughter is playing in her first summer of travel basketball. They were down for a tournament, and they played their first game, and they got the doors beat off of them, and she kind of checked out of that game because she knew there was another one. After that game, there was a scout that came down for a college, talked to one of her teammates and not to her, and she was like, oh. And it was a message that was sent. Never give up on a game. Yeah. And especially in the NBA playoffs. If you're giving up on a game, we've had two 20-point leads in 2 days dissipate, and the other team won. We had a 7-point lead with 50 seconds to go last night dissipate, and the other team won. So if you're checking out of a game as a player in the NBA playoffs, it's a bad look. It is. You got to play, man. You're not having a bad night. But all you have to do is one thing to help your team win. Every night, do one thing to help your team win. Checking out doesn't help your team win. Also, the coach, though, that's behind closed doors type of stuff. Yeah. While I appreciate it, it's probably not going to go over well.
Yeah, I like him calling him out, but again, timing and place, as you guys mentioned. Pacers did win their game in exhilarating fashion. We'll talk about that as we go on with the day. But really quick, one word, it is National Leg of Lamb Day.
Oh, nice.
So instead of one word, one name, who has the best legs of all time?
It's either Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct or Katie Couric for me.
I didn't think we were looking at her legs in Basic Instinct.
Oh. When she's sitting in that chair and she burns that dart and she crosses those legs, let me tell you something. Mac has no idea what we're talking about now.
She asked Newman, she says, have you ever blanked on cocaine?
I mean,
there was supposed to be a shadow there. I would say Carrie Underwood or one Stacy Keibler.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood is,
she's for sure.
I mean, that's why we wait all day for Sunday night.
Yeah. 100%.
It ain't the game, it's the legs, baby.
Yes.
Coming up, Pointless Tweets. We'll explain. It's pretty easy. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, my friends at Foaling are ready for you guys to plan your party or plan your date night or plan your guys' night out. Or maybe you're just looking for something fun to do with the family. Foaling is the answer to all of your what are we going to do questions, because Foaling is perfect for everyone. It's perfect for a corporate event. It's perfect for a date night. It's perfect for hanging out with the kids. It's perfect for hanging out with the guys or gals or whatever you want to do. Foaling is awesome because it's something fun and unique that you can't do anywhere else. It's bowling with a football. You're going to set those bowling pins up just like you're going to bowl, and you're going to throw the football at them and knock them all down. People get competitive. People have fun. You start talking strategy. Everybody loves foaling. And when you knock the middle pin down, the bong horn goes off, and you get to put your name on the wall. Foaling is perfect for parties, too, because you can cater your own event. Have food delivered to Foaling, or you can even order it while you're there and have them show up with your meal. And they've got an awesome bar, great cocktails, and a beer selection that is top-notch. It's the place to host private events, corporate events, whatever event you want. Foaling is the answer to your question. It is a mashup of football, bowling, drinks, and fun. So reserve your lane now at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com, and get your foal on.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. So, I wanted to write a thank you note for every dollar Missouri Lottery players have given to Missouri and education, but that would be 8.4 billion notes. So to save a little time and a whole lot of paper, here's just one. Dear every single lottery player in Missouri, thank you for helping us give $8.4 billion to Missouri and education. Sorry, my trumpet's in the shop. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Guys, let's talk about your prostate. If an enlarged prostate has you rushing to the nearest restroom, frustrated and uncomfortable because you need to go but can't, or it's keeping you up at night, it's time to fix it. Clarity Care offers prostate artery embolization. PAE is a simple office treatment that can shrink your prostate and relieve your symptoms so you can get back to enjoying life. No surgery, just relief. Call Clarity Care today or visit kcprostate.com.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain, with over 50,000 satisfied patients. People with knee and back pain now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain, gone. What they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in their achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoy this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or your back. Call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Very heavy from K7 out past Woodland with an accident in the median, and then it's slowing the westbound lanes as well, coming out from the 435 interchange. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Fescoe and Dusty because we want to and because we kind of have to. But we love to. Here on 96.5 The Fan, and we would love for you to go to our YouTube page, like and subscribe. That way it goes straight to the top on your Facebook page, YouTube, Twitch, all those great streaming devices. You can see our beautiful faces on this Wednesday.
Roll that beautiful bean footage, Dusty.
Yeah.
Ooh, smokehouse beans sound good right now.
Oh, God, beans. This early?
Hell yes, the smokehouse beans
British?
anytime.
You get the.
They do serve the baked
On
beans
toast?
for breakfast over there, which is odd. But you know what? After having smokehouse beans, cold, like you can turn the smokehouse barbecue beans into an omelet.
Oh, yeah. I've done it, yeah.
Leftover burnt ends.
Absolutely.
Smokehouse beans, couple of eggs, whip that up. Ooh, baby. Oh, my goodness. The leftover smokehouse burnt ends and beans. Like, you could even make a burnt end omelet with the leftover smokehouse burnt ends, right?
Stay out of the living room. Your father had beans in his omelet this morning.
And then if you really want to be, fancy, top the omelet with the beans.
I do like a drizzle.
That's what I'm saying.
barbecue
Yeah,
sauce.
or you can drizzle the sauce on top, too. Oh, God.
Gotta love
sounds
that. That is something that is not pointless. As yesterday we were going through, and I was just sitting there. I was like, man, how many pointless tweets do we see a day? Right? Like what's like? Yesterday I saw a tweet, and I was like, this is a pointless tweet, and it was Falcons offensive coordinator thinks Kyle Pitts is going to take a big step this year.
Okay, that is a pointless tweet.
Like, we've been hearing that for 7 years, or however long Kyle Pitts has been an eligible NFL player.
What is it like? This is his third or fourth year, right? Or
This will be his fourth season,
This will be his
yeah,
fourth
I believe,
season,
yeah.
right?
If
Mac
not,
loves him.
And every year he's going to be better than Travis Kelce. At least according to Carrington and Rob.
Max, that pointless tweeter, he's like, there's still hope.
Still hope, man.
Is he that guy that you refuse to give up on? Because we all have that guy and
Yeah,
have
who's
had
yours?
that guy in sport. I'm trying to think right now who that guy is.
Mondesi was probably mine for about 5 years.
5 years, Mondesi was, I can't quit Mondi type of thing. I understand
It's like,
that.
you'll see. See how he finished that second half? 19 home runs, 25 stolen bases, hitting like 320, just smashing the ball. Next year, out for the entire season. Damn.
Yeah, you know who's gonna? I think it's gonna be for me this year. I think it's gonna be Jonathan India for me this year. I know some people are kind of on the fence with him right now, 5 errors and whatnot, but I still think he's gonna be a major player for this.
I
team.
can't quit you.
Yeah, exactly. We've all had those guys in your life in sports. You're like, I'm just not giving up on this guy. I don't care.
Yeah. Gosh, who would be one of recent? I guess Trout would be one.
That's a
That's
good
not
one,
a local.
Yeah, that's a good one for you.
Like, I'm
I
like,
know Mac is Daniel Jones.
Now his was Sam Darnold, paid off until the playoffs.
Did.
After the last 2 games of the season,
last 2
last
weeks.
8 quarters.
I refuse to give up on Drew Lock, man.
That's another one.
I'm
That
not giving up on that kid.
He's back in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Then you go to Seattle.
Seattle.
Go get that Chase Daniel life, man.
Absolutely.
You know,
what a
course.
life to live, right?
Get those money. And then the one Mac found, the Giannis one. which was
Oh, that one was good.
yeah. Go ahead, Mac.
Giannis is interested in playing in L.A., New York, Chicago, or Miami.
According to who?
Twitter.
Giannis is interested in playing on the 4 biggest cities in America?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I needed to tweet that. I needed to let you know, like, yeah. Just in case you were wondering,
Hey, man.
let me tweet this out. 4 of the top 5 biggest markets in the United States with basketball teams. He'd like to play there because he's been in Milwaukee for the last 10.
Yeah.
Like,
So he's ready to go out
yes.
and play in either New York, L.A., Boston, or Chicago or
Yeah.
Miami.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What athlete isn't?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Everyone. Well, that's 6 teams that to choose from now. Thanks.
I just hope it's not Brooklyn. He needs to go to the
Seriously,
Knicks.
yeah.
We really need to have Patrick Ewing 2.0 and have Giannis end up with the Knicks. It would be epic.
Giannis and Brunson is a good combo.
You think?
It's a great combo.
I mean, my goodness, it would be fantastic to see those two guys together. And then just Giannis taking New York by storm would be outstanding. I saw this one pointless tweet from the king, LeBron James.
Oh, gosh.
He has a lot of these.
Well, he does, but this one really hit me. 20.1 million views on this tweet.
Wow.
Unfortunately, because of my knee injury I sustained at the end of the season, I won't be able to attend the Met Gala in New York. So many people have been asking and congratulating me on. Who's been asking you about whether or not you're attending the Met Gala, right? Hate to miss a historical event. My beautiful, powerful queen will be there holding the castle down as she always does. Hey, look at me. Everybody's paying attention to the Met Galley, whatever that thing is called, Gala. I'm not there. Nobody's talking about me, so let me insert myself into the conversation. Well done by LeBron.
Yeah,
He does a good job of inserting himself into the conversation all the time.
All these people were asking about my Met Gala appearance.
They were?
What? LeBron James?
Oh, okay.
No, they weren't.
Well, once they saw Russell Wilson and Sierra, somebody probably went, hey, where's LeBron?
Yeah.
Gosh. Somebody says most of Kansas City can't give up on Justin Ross.
That's
That's a good one. Yeah.
Soon to be
season
Royals.
starting.
Who's that other guy that we talked about? Oh, Fortson. That's another one. People
Oh,
can't quit
man.
Jody Fortson.
A lot of people couldn't.
Fortson.
A lot of people couldn't quit. Dexter McCluster.
Cluster.
You'll see. He'll get stronger and bigger.
Yeah.
I also don't understand the tweets of something that is bluntly obvious, which is pointless, with just a video. Like Kurt Steamboat of Kansas City had to put a tweet up yesterday. 5 seconds is just enough and all you need to see. And it's a video of the second baseman getting hit in the face with a baseball. Just retweet it.
Yeah.
We don't need your pointless caption. Now you're letting us know that it's 5 seconds. And we're also using your. It's pointless. Just retweet the video. Give someone else the credit.
Well,
Steamboat.
we don't do that anymore. And then also another one. JPP yesterday announcing he's
Oh, yeah.
ready to play. The guy hasn't played in 2 years. I'm ready to play in the NFL too.
Sweet.
Good Lord.
By the way, will not be at the Met Gala.
Yes.
Oh, you're not
Yeah,
going to
I'm gonna
make
be
an
there.
appearance.
Just so everybody knows, I will not be at the Met Gala next year either.
To be honest, I don't even really know what that is. I know it happens every year and they dress up
Yeah,
really
it's
nice.
Metropolitan Museum of Art. It's a fundraiser. Everybody
so you
dresses
just
up,
dress up
does
really
their
nice,
thing.
yeah.
Dusty was telling me it's always the first Monday in May, I guess.
Yep.
Like it's strange because it's on a Monday night, first of all.
Yeah.
Usually you
Fifth
do
in
these things
Manhattan.
on the weekends, when people have their free time. But it's always on a Monday night, I guess, and they do it, and it's a fundraiser.
And every year there's a theme, apparently.
yes.
But explain to me a theme where one guy's wearing, like, I don't know what, and then Andre 3000 shows up with a piano on his back.
Yes.
But some people were getting criticized for not following the theme properly.
Exactly.
Jeez.
I mean, it's the most insane thing
It's
ever.
a flex.
It is. It really is. It's a bunch of rich people showing how crazy they can dress. Right?
It's a flex.
It is a huge flex. If you're
So
at
it's-
that thing, you're among the upper crust.
It's
I
like the
guess.
Derby. Yeah, you got 2 flexes
It's
back to
bigger
back.
than it's bigger
For sure,
than the Derby
for sure.
from a flex standpoint. Now, if you're flying from the Derb to the Met, thing Gala and doing your thing there, hey man, good for you.
Yeah, seriously, you've made it.
You've arrived. Okay,
Yeah.
You've made it to the place we all want to go, and that's not having to care about a damn thing in the world.
Because I'm
right?
pretty sure Patty Mahomes and Miss Mahomes have been to it before.
I'm sure.
And
Oh
dressed
yeah, I
up
think
once.
they have. But
Yeah.
Kelsey and Taylor Swift was the big story. They skipped the Met Gala.
Yeah, busy schedules.
Very busy.
That was a pointless tweet.
Again, that was another pointless tweet.
Yep.
Yeah. Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift will miss the Met Gala. They're very busy. Who cares?
Somebody photoshopped Anthony Edwards' face on Wilt Chamberlain's when he scored the 100,
Yeah.
and they erased the 2 zeros and just have one, and the quote says Anthony Edwards in the first half. Great tweet.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's not a pointless tweet. That's
from
funny.
Hater Report. It's absolutely hilarious.
I think, honestly, and I know this is kind of like, oh, no, duh, but I think people, like, getting the street cred on Twitter, and that's a drug for a lot of people.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yes.
Like, how many likes did I get on that post? Who cares?
Yeah, it's toxic.
It is. But it's like, I guess it's better than doing cocaine. Maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, this
Not
social
enough
media
studies.
drug, I mean, it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's also bad is these two texters who still can't quit Sky Moore.
Yeah.
Hope for Sky
Yeah,
Moore.
you gotta get rid of that. You got to cold turkey Sky
come
Moore.
on, stop
There's
that.
He's the guy this year.
There's no patch. There's no.
That's it.
There's no gum. You got to go straight into the office and say we're not gonna do it. Something that we are going to do on the other side is bring back our Fescoe and Dusty poll. Plus, we're going to talk the NBA. That's right. There's a big one tonight, and it's Team Mac or Team Bob. Which one are you on? Knicks, Celtics, here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friend Don Sharp is the best in the business when it comes to the real estate industry. And we know that you want to sell your property really, really quick, right? You can do that with my friend Don Sharp. And if you really want to know what your property is worth for free in less than 30 seconds, the Sharp Homes team with Epic Realty has the answer. Just visit homesforsaleandkc.com. Click on What's My Home Worth? The answer might surprise you. You might be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. Remember, at homesforsaleandkc.com, your next big payday might be just a click away. And the Sharp Homes team can give you options as well. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Don Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. Google them, Sharp Homes team, and there you can see how awesome they really are. You can see 200 5-star Google and Zillow reviews. You can see why they sell over 150 homes in the last 12 months, while the average agent just sells 4 homes per year. And you'll understand why Dawn and her team do it better than anybody else, because they invest in marketing for your home. You can also visit them at homesforsaleandkc.com. That's homesforsaleandkc.com, and start packing.
We're hiring residential garage door installers at Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Join the team trusted here since 1927. Apply today, get a call today. No experience necessary. Paid training for motivated applicants to install garage doors. Hiring bonus up to $2,500. Mechanical, carpentry, or service industry experience is a plus. Good benefits include health, dental, vision, and pension. Earn as you learn to service the best garage door customers in KC. Apply today at overheaddoorkc.com.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
As America's leading business lender, Bank of America is on your corner and in your corner, right here in Kansas City. With $215 billion in business loans and over 3,700 business specialists across the nation, we help businesses thrive so communities prosper. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
It's time to make the exterior of your home or business stand out, and my friends at CertaPro Painters will get the job done right. CertaPro Painters are the folks we choose for our home, and they're the ones you should choose as well. I love the fact that they work around our schedule, making the process as easy as possible. And I know with CertaPro, I can count on them to make my home look awesome. So schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Call now and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
It's Clean Car Month. Right now, get the Pro X1 Car Care Collection Wash Kit for just $19.99, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, K10 eastbound, very heavy from K7 out past Woodland with an accident in the median, and then it's slowing the westbound lanes as well, coming out from the 435 interchange. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Kansas City, this is Michael Massey. Listen to the play-by-play all season long with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Right back into it. 2 hours down, 2 hours to go here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Maury as well. Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens with you on 96.5. The Fan will be with Royals manager Mac Quatraro in under an hour.
The skipper coming up.
Can't imagine he's in a bad mood.
I can't imagine the Royals losing another game this season.
Okay. I do want to get his perspective on like what he's doing watching that all happen.
Nothing. He doesn't have to, right?
I mean, like, yeah, just like you're like, okay, they really are going to give us this one. They really are going to just keep doing. Okay, all right.
Oh,
yeah.
so when did Mydroth become a soccer player and head that ball? I mean, my God, can you play the Denny stuff again too with the way that he finished out that game last night? Because Denny was fantastic.
Lead at first, in comes the pitch, jammed him in a high pop-up on the infield, and it's off the glove of the second baseman. They're going to throw the ball to second rivalry. They had a forced play there. And here you go. The White Sox are on the verge of burping up this game. It's the old story, folks. He squares to body, gets it down. How are they going to mess this one up? No throw. Boozer picked it up, had no play. And the bases are loaded. And the White Sox are on the verge of handing the Royals the game. So I started to say it's a familiar refrain, same old story. Good teams figure out a way to win in the late innings. Bad teams figure out a way to lose in the late innings. And boy, if we haven't seen a perfect example of that right here in front of us in the last 5 minutes, then you need another videotape, because this is just a perfect example. Jake, you said it off air. You said that might be the worst ninth inning of any major league game I have ever seen. And I've seen a few, and it would probably make my top 5. That was,
it's up there.
It was embarrassing.
I mean, only Denny, right?
So there's Diddy Matthews describing last night's game. For those of you that got to watch it on TV or went to go see it, probably one of the more electric, entertaining games for your purpose, not the White Sox. But don't forget.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
All right, it is a Fescoe and Dusty poll question Wednesday. So we asked, are you Team Mac with the Celtics or Team Bob with the Knicks? I refuse to take a vote. I have yet to vote on it because that's the only way I can see the percentages, but I can't because I don't want to pick a side. I'm staying neutral because I love watching this all burn in flames in front of me. So Mac or Bob, if either one of you, I'm sure, have picked your side, what is the percentages and where are we at with who's on what side of this game?
Yeah, I'm with you. I have not voted in this one because I'm not going to skew the results or anything. I'm sure Mac is voting.
Oh, he already hit one vote Celtics.
I swear I actually haven't.
Somebody's got to do it.
I have the personal page, so I get to look at the percentages here. So has gotten a little closer here. Just under 100 votes. Team Bob, Knicks, obviously 57%, and I'm at 42. The Celtics.
Yeah, starting to close the gap a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. We're coming here. Let's go.
That's exactly right. I'm not set with that lead.
Yeah. Right?
Exactly.
Don't be talking. You know what?
Don't be talking smack.
So game 2 tonight. Game 1 was supposed to be not that entertaining, but it was.
It was electric.
Wait, who said that?
Our guy. So I'm gonna give you guys. This is your time to shine. I get to sit back, have the brandy and the cigar in the room, and just watch you two do this thing called the NBA of Celtics and Knicks. And then tomorrow, I get to come in and antagonize who was right or wrong and cut some audio. So
Exactly.
how do we see this game going? What's different than game 1 than game 2? What do we do here, fellas? Go ahead.
I'm going to throw out the scenario, Mac, and then you can respond to this because I think that I think we'll probably be on the same page, and anybody who watched the game is probably on the same page. Two things stood out from game one. Boston, awful from three-point land, right?
Set a record.
They missed 45 three-point shots in one game.
That's all Binkley could get over. He couldn't get over. He's like, yeah, all I need to know about that is he missed 45 threes, Dust, man.
Yeah.
You know the numbers.
And it's been 30 years since the Chiefs and Cowboys played
know
on
the numbers
Thanksgiving.
bad when Binkley's going to talk NBA and he's just going to clown you. Yeah, 45 by one team, 60 for both. That's like Mahomes throwing 90 passes and only completing 5.
Yeah. Don't forget, 30 years since they played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Hey, man, Dale Carter got ejected.
Yeah, Binkley, like that's a milestone for Binkley and literally nobody else. Literally nobody else.
Kurt
right?
Likens, maybe.
Maybe, but even still, that who remembers that game, right? Okay, so Boston was awful from three. The Knicks pooped the bed from the free throw line.
50-something%.
Awful, right? Which one do you have faith in getting better tonight? Because I think that's going to be the difference in the game. And I think it's the Knicks at the free throw line because it's easier, right? It is easier to hit free throws. It's a closer shot than the three. You don't have to be guardian, blah, blah, blah. So if one of those things is going to get better, in my opinion, I think it's going to be the Knicks from the free throw line. And if they're at like 10 percentage points better than what they were, that's not a close game at the end. You're not going to overtime if they hit their free throws. So I think the Knicks are going to get better from the free throw line. I don't think Boston's going to be as bad as they were from three. But, man, now they're thinking, right? The wheels are spinning. Uh-oh. And if they miss the first couple of shots.
I'm nervous about that. Got to come out hot.
The other thing I'm nervous about from a Knicks perspective, I'm nervous about Jalen Brunson. Missed his last 5 shots. After that teardropper didn't go over a 27-foot man who Reggie Miller was acting like, Mac and I were guarding him on the play.
He should have made that shot.
I guess because he's an NBA player, but
it's a hard shot.
It's harder than anybody's making it out to be, man. You got that guy jumping up. You got to loop that thing over him, and Mahomes would have made the shot. Bobby Witt would have made the shot.
Will tonight's game be entertaining?
See, there's a good question because
it is a good question.
Every game has kind of been entertaining for the last couple of days. We're due for a dud,
which is
right?
part of why I said this would be the least entertaining. I want to just heighten that fact. Didn't say not entertaining, said least entertaining because these 4 series are dynamite. Dynamite.
That game last night in the second slate was not entertaining.
No, it was bad. That was bad.
Now, the reason I ask is because Vegas does not think this game is entertaining. Vegas thinks that Boston can hold a 10.5 point spread.
It's crazy.
New York's getting 10.5?
Yes.
New York got less points in game 1. So what they're thinking about is
Blowout
Boston
City?
going, screw this. It's time to unlaunch a 3-party on them.
I mean,
the Celtics have lost game 1 of round 2 and 3 of the last 4 playoffs. Every time they've come back to win game 2.
By 10.5?
Yeah, they don't have Larry Bird walking through that door, okay?
No, they've got the 6th leading scorer in playoff history for the Celtics. That's Jason Tatum. He'll be 5th. He'll be actually 4th after this playoffs is over. So, yeah, they've got Larry Bird's son, Jason Tatum.
How far away is he?
The thing is about your free throws and three-point question, Bob, is they're both going to improve. You make 10 more free throws, that's 10 more points. The Celtics make 8 more threes, 10 more threes, that's 30. So that game isn't going to work for the Knicks if that's what they're hoping to improve.
Yeah, right.
That would be my take here. I'm watching a few things here, and I think you mentioned at the start of the game is huge. If the Celtics come out breaking some threes, I'm going to be going, okay.
Well, everybody's going to be nervous in that arena. Everybody, the players, the fans, everybody. Knicks don't have anything to lose. Again, they're up 1-0 in the series. They're not supposed to have one win in Boston, let alone in the series, right?
I think to point to that spread, Dusty, I think some of the reasons that's the case is the Knicks shot 45% from 3. In that game. They were studs on defense in the second half. They were forcing turnovers. We mentioned the Celtics missing 45 threes, 25% from the arc, 40% from the field. They shot terribly from 2 as well.
Yeah.
Went to overtime, and the Knicks won by 3. So if the Celtics just shoot average, that game isn't close probably either. So
you're right about that.
I think that's probably some of the reason for the spread.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they were in control of that game and then went ice cold. They went San Francisco defense in the first Super Bowl win for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other analogy I can think of that's better than that one. But I hope the odds makers are completely wrong and we see a great game. Another great game. I don't want this game to be over with 5 minutes to go. Like Boston up 20 with 5 minutes to go. That's kind of one you could probably check off and say, all right, we're done. Knicks to say we split the series in Boston. We're still in the lead. We still have the home court advantage, all that kind of stuff, right? So I don't even know if it's a must-win for Boston tonight. I think it's more of a must-win for the Knicks than it is for Boston.
What a take. I don't say must-win for Boston, but I don't know. I think it's much more must-win for the Celtics. The Knicks did their job.
I understand that, but you did your job, but now you got an opportunity to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
You've got an opportunity to really, really do your job, right? And you lose this game, you give the Celtics confidence again. They feel like they've got their swagger back. You know how momentum is in sports. People always want to say it's the next day's pitcher in baseball, and they're right about that. But, man, we've seen teams get on a heater and go. And if Boston gets on that heater tonight, I feel like they're not going to get off that heater.
Yeah, could happen.
Who wins? Does Boston cover 10.5?
Yeah, I honestly, I was doom and gloom a little bit yesterday. I've had time to think about this, and what I just mentioned, some of those stats I think the Celtics are going to get a big win tonight.
See, I'm gonna say the Celtics win just because I want reverse osmosis going on here, and the Knicks to hear this.
Damn it!
Some guy in Kansas City said you're not going to win. Oh no! So we better go win. No, so I think Boston does win tonight.
Yeah. Covers the points or no?
Yeah, there's a lot of garbage time.
That is a good point.
Thank you.
But you think it's a assertive win?
Yeah, I feel like it's a 7 to 10 point win by Boston, and a 7 to 10 point type of win that never feels close for the Knicks. That's just my feeling going into this one. Again, they're still the defending champs. It's like betting against Patrick Mahomes. You're stupid if you do, right?
Could be. Coming up on the other side, we get more into what's happening in AA, soon AAA, plus this Royals roster and what it looks like so far because the boys have won 13 of 15. We'll dive into it on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you are suffering from some joint pain and you're thinking to yourself, what am I going to do to make myself feel better? I've got the answer for you, but it's not just me. Over 50,000 satisfied patients have been to QC Kinetics. They're the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. People with knee and back pain now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain, gone. And what they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissue. And the best part, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. And the patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. Imagine doing all the things you enjoy this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or your back. So call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. With 56 million winning tickets last year, anyone can win big. So set your destination to winning, like gas stations, grocery stores, or anywhere you can buy a ticket. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Heartland Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
Call Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Our iconic blue trucks and expert team get it right the first time. Award-winning full-service lawn care and pest control since 1985. Call today for a free estimate. Visit aspenlawn.com.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
For Mother's Day this year, knock mom's fuzzy socks off with a digital photo frame by Aura that you have thoughtfully preloaded with lots of photos of you two. Name the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter. Aura frames come with unlimited storage, so you can share as many photos as you want right from your phone to mom's Aura frame. This is a no-brainer. It is so unique. It is so original. You cannot lose. Not only will she be grateful that it's not another sweater, she'll also love that an Aura frame means she gets to see more of you. And that's really all she wants, to feel close to you and know that you're thinking of her just as often as she thinks of you. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day too. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's auraframes.com, promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, Grandview Triangle, 470 westbound heavy. Stays heavy on onto 435 westbound towards 104th Street, then just off again, on again, slow to the state line from there. Kansas side, K10 eastbound, slow from K7 out past Woodland. Wrecking the median, keeping things slow westbound as well. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
I've never understood why pharmacists have to stand so high up on the shelf. Like, why do I have to go all the way up to you? I never understand these pharmacists.
What are you, Christopher Walken over there?
I don't know. It sounds like Seinfeld to me. So there's been an update. From this morning's news that broke in the NFL. Cowboys now say they have agreed to terms to acquire wide receiver George Pickens for a 2026 6th-round pick from the Steelers in exchange for a 2026 3rd-round pick and a 2027 5th-round pick.
You lost me. It's a lot of picks.
I don't
Pickens.
I don't like.
Say it again.
So,
Cowboys have agreed to terms to acquire wide receiver George Pickens from the Steelers and a 2026 6th-round pick in exchange for a 2026 3rd-round pick and a 2027 5th-round pick. So they got a 3rd and a future 5th in the 2027 draft, and the Cowboys got Pickens and a 6th-round pick from the Steelers. So, I mean, basically, please take him off of our hands.
Look, guys, exactly.
Yeah.
It is, what do they say,
He's
elimination?
your problem now.
Yeah.
Addition by subtraction.
Addition by subtraction. What I was to say, elimination by, I don't know what I was
Procrastination.
I have no idea what
I
I
knew
was
where you were going.
Yeah, but I didn't. What the hell was that? I had no idea what I was about to say in that
Buckle
situation, man. But sometimes it is. Look at how much better the Royals have gotten since they demoted MJ Melendez. You could hear it
That's
from
where you
Steven
went with that.
Spector. I mean, but seriously, sometimes you remove somebody off a team and you get better, right? Sometimes guys just aren't the right fit. And George Pickens clearly wasn't the right fit in Pittsburgh. Maybe he will be in Dallas. I doubt it. But it'll be interesting to see how that circus continues to unfold down there. And now where Pittsburgh goes moving forward, because they still need a quarterback.
Yeah, because they're going with Duck Hot? No, not he.
Mason Rudolph.
That's
Rudolph
right.
now.
Mason Rudolph. That's right.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph. But again, as the caller to Ben Maller show reported this morning, Rodgers did show him at the Derby yellow and black socks that he was wearing. So
it's practically a done deal.
I would imagine. You don't wear yellow and black socks to the Derby if you're not signing with the Steelers.
You're right.
I would just like you guys to respect my privacy as I go through these hard times.
Yeah, by the way, I'm wearing a wedding ring, yellow and black socks, but don't ask me about it. That's a definition of a narcissist right there.
Because he's married and wearing socks?
No, because he's doing all of that, and then people want to know about it. He says, respect my private life.
What color are your socks, Mac?
Not black and yellow.
Okay.
No, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Who would have thought Bob would have dropped a Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah, wow.
TGOD, baby. So last night the Royals win. In case you missed it, it was hilarious, and this was Denny Matthews describing the action.
Lead at first, in comes the pitch. Jammed him in a high pop-up on the infield, and it's off the glove of the second baseman. They're going to throw the ball to second wide. They had a force play there. And here you go. The White Sox are on the verge of burping up this game. It's the old story, folks. He squares to bunt. He gets it down. How are they going to mess this one up? No throw. Boozer picked it up, had no play. And the bases are loaded. And the White Sox are on the verge of handing the Royals the game.
How are they going to miss this one?
I started to say it. It's a familiar refrain. Same old story. Good teams figure out a way to win in the late innings. Bad teams figure out a way to lose in the late innings. And boy, if we haven't seen a perfect example of that right here in front of us in the last 5 minutes, then you need another videotape, because this is just a perfect example. Jake, you said it off air. You said that might be the worst ninth inning of any major league game I have ever seen. And I've seen a few, and it would probably make my top 5. That was
it's up there.
It was embarrassing.
I mean, Denny's been doing this 60 years, and that makes his top 5 of most depressing, disgusting.
I don't think it's 4 or 5 either.
No. I mean, that I've never seen anything like that, honestly. Like, that was from the beginning of that inning to the game ended. I mean, it was a laughing stock watching the Chicago White Sox try to play Major League Baseball in that inning.
Did you watch it live?
Yes.
Okay, so at what point were you telling yourself, because I did it right when the game's, I was like, this game is not over. And it was 3-1?
3-1 going into the ninth.
Yeah, and I was like, there's no way I'm turning this off.
Oh, no, you never turn it off.
Mac and Drew and I were talking about the Pacers game, and Mac was like, damn it, Royals. And I was like, it ain't over yet. I think it was like my exact next text. And we're sitting there, and I'm watching the game, and I'm like, all right, that just happened. And as Denny says, they're on the verge of burping this game away.
Yeah. My wife was out there at the game last night.
That's right.
Honoring Coach Reynolds and you know, coaches with character for the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation and Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Great night at the ballpark. And I was at my daughter's soccer game, and we got home, and she texted me, "Are you watching this?" You know, obviously her being ahead of the TV because she's live in person. You're like, oh, something really cool is about to happen, right? And then Mydroth takes one off the head. Once he took that ball off the head and looked like, you know, Matt Beasler out there heading the ball into the goal, I'm like, all right, this thing is over. You don't recover from your second baseman taking one off the forehead on the infield. Like, how you don't make that play. Well, it's very White Soxian. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. But you took that one right off the dome, and once he Jose Canseco'd that thing, I'm like, oh, this thing is over. And then you still had an opportunity to get that guy at second base, and Michael A. Taylor III airballs that one into, you know, left field, and then we got yakety sacks going, and guys are circling the bases. I mean, as soon as that happened, you knew the Royals were going to win this thing.
And the Royals winning yesterday. Detroit did not play. Their game was postponed. Cleveland split a doubleheader. You're a half game behind Cleveland in the standings. at 21-16, Cleveland 21-15. You're 2 games behind Detroit in the standings. This is why we say just keep beating bad teams.
That's right.
And Denny told you in that this was the definition, the visual definition of bad teams losing the game, good teams winning the game, and ESPN now saying chased it with his head as it was on Get Up on ESPN, the Royals.
I mean, for Major League Baseball to make anything on ESPN, you know it has to be, something ridiculous because ESPN doesn't think baseball exists. And so when Mydroth takes the one off the dome, and then you've got like the NBA analysts and NFL analysts talking about it and making fun of it. That's the blooper of the year. I don't know that anything. Don't you think?
I mean, there's got to be a knot. I mean, that had to have hurt.
I mean, is that dude like you popping ibuprofen all night, or did it hit the White Sox logo on the hat? You know how they're raised a little bit. Did that provide a little padding? But
again, Steven Spector, you catch 100 out of 100. There's the Major League Baseball player dropping a pop.
It's a fair point. Yeah,
Throw that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Kramer,
yeah.
100 out of 100.
Yeah, there's a guy who is a Major League player
wearing the Chicago block and the gray with the white stripe down the leg.
That's right, and a black hat with the Rays logo that prevented him from getting knocked out by the ball.
Damn.
But like that was romper room, little league, however you want to phrase it. Like it's hysterical.
Because I said Monday, I don't think the Royals will be under 500 the rest of the year. They're now 5 games above 500.
I don't think they'll lose the rest of the year.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because if there is a game, I know there's wetter weather coming into the area later on tonight.
Some weather coming in.
Yeah. And depending if they can get this game in, because sometimes they, postpone with sunny skies. But like.
Are you speaking from last week's experience?
Whatever it was. We're going to postpone the game for 2 hours, then start it up right when the storm's going to be over the city. You want these guys playing lightning, Dusty?
They could have played 2 hours earlier and been done with it.
Either way. But yeah, so tonight they get the game in. Hopefully it's walk on the mound. You win this game. Then you move on to your guy that's been like your hoss in the rotation. That's Chris Bubich on Thursday afternoon. You win tonight, you should probably sweep because then Chicago's just like, get us the hell out of here. We hate this place for the last 3 years. We don't want to be here anymore. But if you win tonight and you win tomorrow and you sweep the White Sox, which I think everybody's kind of hoping they do, obviously the series is over. You can't get any worse than 500 with them, but they're not that sort of team. You need to win 3 out of 4.
At least.
You need to win tonight. And then if you win tomorrow, the Royals will be 7 games above 500. And they'll play Boston, Houston, St. Louis.
All the uns.
And what's interesting about that is there's a significant chance that they don't fall under 500. Because, I mean, if there's 7 games above 500, I mean, yeah, they had the 6-game losing streak, but this team doesn't look like a team that's going to suffer underneath a terrible losing streak the rest of the year. They lost to Detroit and the Yankees and good teams, but they're dominating these bad teams. I know everybody's like, well, I want to see what happens when they play Detroit. I want to see what happens when they play Cleveland again. Boston's good. St. Louis is going to give you fits because they just care.
Can I ask just a sidebar real fast?
Yeah.
I know people do say that, but why? Why do you have to wait for that? Why can't you just enjoy the moment that we have finally had what we've wanted for a long time, and that's a sustainable baseball team,
It's the proof is in the pudding, right?
I guess.
It's the same conversation that Buffalo Bills fans have. I don't care if you beat the Chiefs in the regular season. Beat them in the playoffs when it actually matters. I don't care if Aaron Judge hits .415 and I'm a Yankees fan. I want to see you win a World Series, actually perform in the postseason. Again, like your sister, hey, Aaron Judge is hitting .417, October.
Right.
Fair enough.
But I will say this. We're talking about a baseball team that has basically been dormant for 40 years, save a couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they are having success, that's why I want to wipe 94 to 2010 out of everybody's mind, because when they are having success, you still have a lot of the Eeyores, I call them, of the world going, well, they're not doing it against the good. But if you sit there and wait for them to do it against the good team, you're missing all this fun that people are having. And there were 16,300 people at the ballpark last night having a great time because this team came back and won a baseball game. That was a lot of fun. Who cares if it's against the White Sox or the Dodgers or whatever team they're playing? It's a Major League Baseball team, and our team continues to win. And the more cushion you can give yourself, the more freedom you kind of have, right? The more padding you've given yourself. So at the end of the year, you're not pressing and you're not pressured to get into the postseason. You've established a lot of wins early on, and you've made your life easier. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to when the Chiefs were kind of on the come, and they were beating Jacksonville and Oakland and Arizona. And then it was like, yeah, the Chiefs are 3-0. They put up good numbers, but now they're going to play the Colts. And it's like, what can they do against the Colts? That's the team I want to see if they can compete, because it goes back to the original statement. We're a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're a playoff team, you got to get to the playoffs, which is where your conversation fits in. Well, you can't be a playoff team unless you get into the playoffs. And you can't get into the playoffs unless you win. So these games do matter. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, a.k.a. says Bob Fescoe.
Right.
But where the fans come from is, this team's a playoff team. They were a playoff team last year. If they want to go further into the playoffs, they're going to have to prove to me that they can beat those teams that will be there.
But Buffalo beats Kansas City every year in the regular season and then doesn't go further in the playoffs.
But this is one of those things where, like, Kansas City and Buffalo are always in the playoffs. The Royals are not always in the playoffs. The Royals were in the playoffs last year and got beat by Detroit or by the Yankees.
Sure.
The Royals last year played the Yankees 6 times and won once in the regular season. This time the Royals played the Yankees again and got swept. They played Detroit, won one game. And if you want to win your division, you're going to have to beat Detroit. So it needs to be happening in the regular season with Detroit. Whereas like the Yankees, it's just more so of a gratitude of satisfaction of like, well, we beat them in the regular season. We could beat this team. We could play against this team. I know that because I've seen it with my own eyeballs. Whereas like, I understand that, you want to beat those teams as well, because just like in football, you want to beat Buffalo, you want to beat, Cleveland and all those other teams, because standings matter outside of your division.
Yeah, but like when you make the playoffs, they're not looking at it and weighting the victories. And I think like this comes from the blendation, is that a word, of sport. Like we watch college sports, we go, well, you got to play a tough schedule, and the schedule matters because you got to win these games and get these, quad 1 wins in basketball that people talk about, for God's sakes. Professional sports isn't like that at all. You win a game against the White Sox, it is valued the same as if you win that game against the New York Yankees. At the end of the year, they're not going, okay, the Royals had 84 wins, but only 30% of them were against teams against 500, so they really only had 75 wins on the year, so we take a deduct. Like, we've gotten way too far in the analytics and stuff like this. Like, sometimes I think it's okay just to sit back and enjoy, what's going on with the sport and not worry about who they didn't beat. Just enjoy that they are beating these teams. And if they continue to win these games, they're putting distance between themselves and everybody else. They're one of the better teams in baseball right now, regardless of who's on the schedule.
Yeah, just keep winning. Someone who keeps winning as well is Chris Bubich, who is in a top 5 conversation for a Cy Young award so far in this early season of 2025. Yeah. Which kind of gives me the radar love of, is this the guy you move? Because I do not think your farm system is anybody you move. Mm-hmm. I think your farm system stays your farm system because, 1, it's not that deep. 2, you need to build up something to have the credibility in the future to eventually move it. And you do have a lot of power on your active roster, because somebody texted in this morning and said the Dodgers are losing pitchers. Royals need batting. Dodgers need pitching. Seems like a suitable fit to send Lugo. And I thought to myself, I was like, okay, I don't know about Lugo, but maybe, like we talked about 2 weeks ago, maybe you move a guy like Chris Bubich, right? You got 1 more year left of arbitration. He's a UFA in 2027. Mm-hmm. Are you going to pay Chris Bubich what ESPN predicts that he could possibly make, which is a $100 million contract?
Yeah, that's a lot of money for Chris Bubich, right? Or for anybody. I mean, it's $100 million. I guess in baseball terms, though, it probably isn't.
Lefties get paid, and so do pitchers, and you add that together, that market is rich.
Right. And so I think when I saw that yesterday on ESPN that he could be a guy that gets a $100 million contract. Again, he's only making $3 million this year, has another year of arbitration. So
only $3 million. I joke.
Yeah, but for baseball terms,
correct.
That's nothing, right?
Pennies.
It is. He's a pauper in Major League Baseball compared to some of these guys, right? But I think with Chris Bubich and his contract situation, if you were to trade him at the trade deadline, the acquiring team would have a year and a half of control under Chris Bubich. So you got a year of arbitration under Chris Bubich, which is great for any team trying to acquire him. The Royals' biggest strength right now is their pitching. They're on pace to have the best rotation they've ever had in the history of their franchise. So you've got some strength there. You've got that kid down in the minor leagues from Chillicothe who went out there and dominated, the other day. You've got depth with Lorenzen. You've got this Kyle Wright guy that's still kind of floating around out there that they acquired based on getting him back for sometime this season. We'll see if he ever amounts to anything. So you've got a kind of a surplus of pitching. And remember, in the playoffs, you probably need about 3 starters for yourself. So you have the opportunity to trade a guy, and I do agree with you at the big league level, because there isn't enough at the minor league level to get you, I don't think, back in return what you really want, and that's a Ben Zobrist legitimate type of bat. But if you have a pitcher, a lefty, that is a year and a half of controllability, you can really get something nice back in return. And that's how trades work in baseball. I know we always want to trade the MJ Melendezes of the world or the Hunter Renfroes. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants those guys. Nobody in baseball is interested in taking on those guys. But they would be interested in taking on Chris Bubic. There could be a bidding war for a guy like Chris Bubic, and you can get a legitimate bat back in return. And I'm not talking about like Taylor Ward or some of these other guys that we've kind of talked about that are hitting 178. I'm talking about you can get a legitimate bat in return. If a team really wants Chris Bubic, then you're going to have to pay for it. And that's the beauty of where the Royals are right now. They can go to the table, at the bargaining table, and say, we've got a lot of good pitching. What are you willing to give up in return? Start bidding wars between teams. I think the Royals sit in the catbird seat this trade deadline.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know the honest question is that they're stronger on their starting rotation or they're stronger in their bullpen, because Hunter Harvey hasn't really pitched since obviously he's been hurt, but before that he was great. You have Estevez, you have Daniel Lynch.
Lynch may be a guy you may look to trade.
And Lynch is a guy like, look, you have a surplus of arms.
You do.
And Daniel Lynch is a guy who everybody, I feel like, after every game was like, if they lose, it's like, where was Lynch in the 6th? And if they win, it's like, see, Lynch continues to prove that he's got what it takes. He should be a 2-inning guy. Lynch has a lot of value as a lefty bullpen specialist.
But he could also work his way back as a starter, too. There's a team out there, I'm sure, that would say, we love him as a starter. You know?
And you could. And, he's also a guy that, by all means, let's say that you're going down your playoff stretch and you know how it might line up, because we heard Ned talk to us about that with Yordano Ventura when they were getting ready for the 14 playoff run, that like, well, we pitch him today. He's not going to be able to pitch until then. But if we have this one guy who can come in and pitch, that guy can really benefit for us, and then we can move him to the bullpen because he's still got a few innings left. And like Daniel Lynch is a name that I would keep an eye on, because obviously if I had a perfect scenario, I don't think you would have to acquire anybody. I think what you would do is you would hope that Caglione stays up to beat and goes to AAA and absolutely rips the cover off the ball. And then September 1st, when you can update your rosters, then all of a sudden you put Cags on your active roster. You never have to trade anybody. You don't have to worry about, getting rid of somebody. You keep Chris Bubic. And then in the offseason, if it doesn't go the way you want to do it, winter meetings look very interesting with Chris Bubic's name on it, because there was the anomaly that Jack Caglione is ready for the majors. We all know we're pumping the brakes. He's got to go through AAA first. But maybe that's their plan. I'm not saying it is. I doubt that by 100%. I'm not going to say 100%, but I doubt that's JJ's plan. But so be it. What if it is? That's a luxury thing that you have, where maybe you don't have to make a move, but if you're going to make a move, it's going to have to be Bubic. It's going to have to be Lugo. It's going to have to be like Daniel Lynch, maybe. But what sort of bat do you actually need if this lineup is doing its thing right now?
Well, you still need a bat.
You do, for sure.
You need an outfielder. You really do. I mean, it's still a weak point for this team. I was looking at The Athletic. They had a write-up about, like, the weakest link on everybody's team. And for the Royals, it was everybody not named Bobby Witt Jr. in the lineup, which I thought was a cheap shot at this, because Garcia is playing.
Right?
Lazy. That's what I should have said. Great comment by you. That it's a lazy write-up, because Drew Waters is hitting the ball great. Michael Garcia
could be an all-star.
I mean, absolutely. He could be an all-star with the way that he's playing right now. But if you wait to the winter, you've lost leverage with Chris Bubic, because teams like these guys, for as much as they can possibly get him, you go into the winter meetings, then you only have one controllable year of Chris Bubic. So the return on investment, if you will, is going to be a lot less than what it would be at the trade deadline. And at the trade deadline, sometimes you get a lot of desperate teams, too, that maybe are willing to overpay. But it's the first time since they went out and got Ben Zobrist that I think the Royals have the ability to go out there and have real ammo to get a legitimate big league bat. And a guy that can come in here and fit into your outfield and be a major upgrade over everything that you have. And Kyle Isbell's playing well, too, guys. Like, I mean, nobody wants to talk about him at the bottom of the lineup, but I feel like he's a productive bat in this lineup. And so there are some guys that are starting to get better, but but reinforcements also make guys better too, because in 14 and 15, those guys talked about it when they went out and got, it was like Raul Ibanez or whoever it was. The guys like, oh, they believe in us. They're adding to the roster. And that gives those guys inside that clubhouse a big boost as well, especially in June and July and August when it's the dog days and you're trying to get through it. You go out and infuse that clubhouse with a star, a bat, guys that people know, that fans know. You've created an excitement with your players, too.
A few things from the text line. Somebody from the 479 says Bubic is plus 6,000 to win the Cy Young. I'm going off what I saw, not betting-wise, but in the top 5 names of baseball early on in the season. Bubic's name was up there along with Tarek Skubal, who is a repeat offender, is what they're looking like. The other thing, too, that I'm seeing is, like, you can't trade Bubic. Why trade Bubic? He's a future. I don't know if the Royals are going to pay him. I really don't know if they're going to give him that money because, yeah, Mr. Sherman has shown that he's given money to Bobby Witt Jr. and Nicole Reagans, and really to nobody else. So,
and if you want all these guys to stay, don't be pissed when they announce the stadium wherever they announce it, because you need to generate revenue. That's how you're able to keep these guys. You're able to keep these guys by the revenue that comes in. And ballpark alone doesn't do that. That's why you need that infrastructure. You need those ballpark villages. You need those, different things to generate money 365 days of the year so they can go out and spend. And, I was talking to some people about John Sherman yesterday about, some people still have a bad reputation and think bad things, that he's not like he's an unbelievable owner. We are so lucky to have John Sherman owning our team right now. He's investing back at the ball club. He's tried to do great things for Kansas City. He's just a great Kansas Cityan with all of the charitable, places. I think it's over 33 different foundations he supports. He's adopting children. He's paying for school with the Sherman Scholars Program. Like, this is the guy that we want running our ball club right now. And he needs help from us with the new stadium and the development around it to pump more money into the team so he can keep these players. And we're not having these conversations about potentially having to trade somebody because they're not going to be able to afford them.
We are going to have a conversation about somebody suing the NFL because they have caused him distress.
That's funny.
And true. On 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you, my friends over at Underdog are now available to play in the state of Missouri, and Underdog just became one of the best places to make entries during playoff basketball. Underdog is a leading place to make all of your sports selections, and you can play now in Missouri. To play, all you have to do is download the app. It's simple. Just download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like points, assists, and so much more. Or if you're like me, you love to combine bets from multiple sports across one selection. It's so much fun. You can mix baseball with basketball and football and baseball and all of them right there on the Underdog app. And you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money, so you can turn $1 into 1,000 just with your sports knowledge. So download the Underdog app now and sign up with promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit with promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
Hey there, Royals fans. It's Royals Hall of Famer Mike Sweeney. Have you or your kids experienced a high school coach who wants to make our Kansas City community a better place to live, work, and play? The Royals and the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation, together with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City, are shining a spotlight on 6 impactful coaches in the KC metro area. Nominate a high school coach today at royals.com/coaches with character.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
For Mother's Day this year, knock mom's fuzzy socks off with a digital photo frame by Aura that you have thoughtfully preloaded with lots of photos of you two. Named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, Aura frames come with unlimited storage, so you can share as many photos as you want right from your phone to mom's Aura frame. This is a no-brainer. It is so unique, it is so original, you cannot lose. Not only will she be grateful that it's not another sweater, she'll also love that an Aura frame means she gets to see more of you. And that's really all she wants, to feel close to you and know that you're thinking of her just as often as she thinks of you. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day too. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's auraframes.com, promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
In the moments that matter most, you show up. You protect, you serve, you heal, you care. Now, let Reiselman Nissan show up for you with our Hero Appreciation Program. Kansas City's heroes get special discounts every single day. Choose from over 160 new Nissans with Kicks, Sentras, and Altimas starting as low as $399 a month, because honoring you is our privilege. Visit ReiselmanNissan.com. Every customer, every time. Reiselman Nissan.
Not all vehicles may apply. See dealer or check ReiselmanNissan.com for all details.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts today at the Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted, with the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. You're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start your prescription treatment. Offer limited. Look now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Getting the job done right the first time protects your home, time, and budget. This month, get $500 off a water softener and filtration combo. Schedule at anthonyphce.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
East side 70 westbound still heavy from 31st Street out towards 27th with construction set up blocking the left lane. Through the Grandview Triangle, things are heavy on 470 westbound, then 435 westbound stays sluggish from there to the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
From the 816, Dusty, you said he hasn't paid anyone, but who before now have you wanted him to pay besides Bobby? He also gave Salvi his last contract. Didn't pay Santander.
Well, they were $30 million apart.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm just using that. I'm not saying that he won't. I'm just saying, like, he hasn't. Unless you, like, Bubic isn't on that level with those guys. Like, he's just not a superstar.
No, they've paid their two superstars.
Yes. Which I have no issues with that. But I mean, like, I would love it. I'm advocating for him to pay Chris Bubic. I'm just going off recent history that it took an anomaly in Bobby Witt Jr. to be drafted and actually pan out as a prospect in the Royals for once in my life. And then two, they got a really good deal when they sent Aroldis Chapman to Texas for Cole Reagans, and he proved that he could be that guy, and he's continued to prove to be that guy.
And he got paid.
And
the other thing is, too, I don't think anybody in their right mind or wrong mind, and I'm included in this one, I don't think we can really we don't know what John Sherman is totally like as an owner of this team. I think there's a lot of people that still think David Glass owns this team, and he does not own this team. And we're not playing by the Glass rules anymore. here in Kansas City when it comes to our baseball team. We're playing by the John Sherman rules. And I don't know that we really know all of those John Sherman rules yet. He bought the team, COVID happened, then half crowd happened, then there was the lockout that happened. Oh, that's the first 3 years you owned a baseball team? Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. And so now, since we've been back to normal in Major League Baseball, the Royals have been to the postseason. They are going to go to the postseason again this year. He's paid Bobby Witt Jr., he's paid Cole Reagans. And so the track record shows that when it's normal baseball and we're not dealing with pandemics and lockouts and crap like that, John Sherman's a really good owner. And it shows that he's going to put his money out there and invest in this team. And even more so when he has more money to invest in this team. And that's, again, why the ballpark is such an important factor. Without that, we can't invest in guys because I don't know where the money's coming from in baseball.
And again, you can't use hindsight as a trade because people are like, well, Santander's hitting 180 for the Jays. Yeah, well, again, and then somebody says, why would he pay for a product of a small ballpark? He wasn't worth that amount of money. Again, I don't know why. I'm just telling you that he did not. Like they said, go get a guy, and he didn't want to pay him that money. So, yeah, I'm not saying that, like, he's like, well, he's just a victim of the Baltimore's park. I'm just saying, like, he didn't pay him. If he was going to pay somebody, then, yes.
Well, that was the guy they targeted this offseason. They offered him $66 million. He signed for $96 million. You would do the same thing. They were, and it's probably good that they didn't go up to that.
They spent money on
money.
guys like Waka. They spent money on guys like Reagans to avoid arbitration.
Right.
They spent money on guys like Lugo.
Right.
They spent money on that, like Estevez. They worked out. They traded.
They signed him in free agency. Yeah.
Those are the type of players they pay. The conversation goes to, I don't need proof that he spends money. I'm telling you, like, he spends money, but I don't know if he's willingly going to spend $100 million plus on Chris Bubich.
Right. That's all we're saying. And that's a fair question to have. Has Chris Bubich earned a $100 million contract based on April and half of May and a little bit of last season? Hell no, he hasn't earned that money yet. And so if you have the opportunity to trade Chris Bubich right now where his value is as high as it's ever been and get yourself an everyday outfielder, legitimate bat in this lineup, you make that move. It's a conversation. People get so mad about this.
And the
stuff,
fact
right?
that like you can say that Santander wasn't worth it now because he's hitting 180, that's hindsight. That doesn't work. Everybody on Vern's pregame show and Vern's hot stove show was like, well, I'm really disappointed we didn't get that Santander guy. Now that he has a 180 number in front of your face, it's easy to say, like, glad we didn't do that. See, he didn't work out in Toronto. See, Sherman knew what he was doing. Hindsight doesn't work that way. Like, oh, well, I would have bet that bet if I would have gotten it in, but I wasn't in Kansas, and of course it hit. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, like, exactly. And you don't know that he'd be hitting 180-something here in Kansas. You don't know. Like, you can't use the if-then statements. Well, if Santander's hitting 180 in Toronto, then he would be hitting 180 in Kansas City. We don't know. He could have played the White Sox a number of times and really fattened his average.
No, and I'm with you, 8913. Call up Cags. I'm with you. Like, I want it, but he's got to go to AAA first. Like, they've got to get him out of this AA. That's where that conversation was. We'll revisit that.
Yeah, we'll revisit that in the next hour because you made a really good point about that off the air that I think we need to bring on the air.
Some guys suing the NFL over emotional distress caused by Shedeur slipping to the 5th round.
What did you say about Mel Kiper?
Yeah, some guy is suing the NFL over emotional distress that was caused by Shedeur slipping to the 5th round. If you had one chance to sue, who in sports would you sue over emotional distress?
Mike Bibby. Still bothers
97?
me today. Yeah, it still haunts me today.
That's your best Jayhawks team right there.
It really was. Like that.
Other than the one that didn't count because of COVID.
Right, yeah. But that was the best one when I was in college. And Mike Bibby killed my hopes and dreams of a Final Four when I was in college. So screw him!
Him and Miles Simon.
I mean, we're almost 30 years removed from that damn team. And I'm still not over that one. So if I'm suing somebody for emotional distress, hey, Mike Bibby, I'm serving you papers, my man. You should get Bibby on the show so him and I can talk.
Be careful. He's yoked now. He's stacked.
Dude, he's huge.
What is he doing these days?
Apparently lifting weights.
Is he coaching somebody?
He was at some point. I don't know.
That's what I thought. Get him on the show. Tell him we got this guy who's still mad at you for 30 years. Let's go. We got June and July coming up. Let's talk it out.
All right.
Bibby on the show would be epic.
I'm putting it on the dock. Dusty?
Probably Lynn Elliott, because when I was a kid, that was my first Chiefs game. Because I feel like in Kansas City, when you're born and raised here, your dad or your parents have to find out at what age are you okay to be taken to a Chiefs game because they kind of get rowdy.
Well, I think the it's a pretty. Like, we went through that with the girls. Yeah. Like, do we really want to take them to Arrowhead?
My buddies go through it all the time. Like, last year, I think his son was 7. He's like preseason age. We're going to take him to a preseason game, but we're going to go to the one that actually it's like preseason game. I think it was like 2 in Arrowhead or whatever it was. And he was like, that's a good one to kind of get the feel. Like, there's going to be some sort of action. It's warm outside. People are pining for football. And it's a meaningful game because the starters are going to play maybe into the late second quarter. So he took him there. I went to the Colts game. Lynn Elliott misses the field goals. Jim Harbaugh of the Colts wins that game. They go on to play Pittsburgh in the next round and lose to Neil O'Donnell. Pittsburgh would go to the Super Bowl and play, I believe, Dallas and lose.
Yeah.
And that was the year, man. Like, that was, I believe, 95.
That was your first game? Is that what you said?
That was my first
30 years ago. So
you were
that is 7.
Yeah. So that was
That's
that
early.
age.
That's early.
And it was freezing cold. And
I think the behavior's gotten worse, though, than it was.
I'm sure.
You know.
And, I'm not rich, so I don't sit in the nice seats where it's like, sir, to your left is the hot chocolate. To your right
Walter
is...
Pennington's
yes,
coming.
please sit down. You can close the glass if
But
it's
also
cold.
in that day and age, that really, I mean, there was a couple of those, but it wasn't like it is today.
It was cold.
Yeah.
It was really, really cold. And I think my stepdad still has the picture of me on his desk. And I'm like bundled up, ski goggles, ski everything. I went home just bawling my eyes out because that son of a buck, Lynn Elliott, missed like 3 field goals. And all I heard the next like 2 years of my life was like, Lynn Elliott. And then 97 happened. And Denver came into Arrowhead. And they beat us. And we lost. And the Chiefs were 14-3 that year. The best defense in the league. And who won the damn Super Bowl? The Denver Broncos. So my life was very tough.
Yeah, the Lynn Elliott thing kind of dissipated for us when we had him on a few years now, probably 8 years ago now, and he came on and talked about the whole thing and how his life was ruined because of that. You're like, man, I feel bad for this guy. But I think we took our kids to their first game during COVID because it was nobody there. It was great. And they got their first Arrowhead experience against the Falcons and a COVID game. We had the whole section to ourselves. It was like going to a baseball game. You just kind of casually walked in. I'm like, this is awesome, right? And now, obviously, we take them a little bit more that they're of high school age. But no, we had those conversations around the house. I was very like, I'm not taking them till they're old enough because a lot of stuff happens out there that I've seen at Arrowhead from people getting it on in the parking lot, the people passed out, people puking, like all this kind of stuff. That bus is a rockin'. Don't come a knocking this year, Mac. Do you understand me?
Oh, gosh. If you did that, I would feel so disrespectful.
I know you and Ralph are close, but damn. I'd say D Ford, but we can talk more about that later. We got to play Hey Matt.
That's right. Matt Cotrero, Royals manager, joins us on the other side here at 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I was talking about it earlier, the burnt ends from Smokehouse Barbecue. Not only are they perfect for Mother's Day, which is coming up this weekend, or for your graduation party, but leftover burnt ends from Smokehouse Barbecue make the best omelets and eggs in the next morning. You heat up those burnt ends in the pan from Smokehouse Barbecue, put some eggs on top of them. My goodness, you got a breakfast of champions. And if you can turn their day-old burnt ends into the best breakfast, imagine what those burnt ends are like when you have them at your kid's graduation party, or you're getting them for mom for Mother's Day. Everybody loves Smokehouse Barbecue, and it is the perfect place to take your mom for Mother's Day or have your big events catered. I know, just looking at our schedule, this month of May is busy, and the last thing you want to do is worry about dinner or catering your party or Mother's Day or all that kind of stuff because everything's happening so fast. Let Smokehouse Barbecue handle everything. They can cater your event. They have banquet rooms at all 3 of their locations to have your big party at, or you can just go to one of their 3 locations in Independence, Zona Rosa, and Gladstone and grab dinner. And if you're dining in, make sure you get the barbecue nachos with the pulled pork and the crispy meat. They are phenomenal. They're already ordered before we even sit down when we go. The Cajun butter chicken wings are out of sight, and I love their pulled chicken sandwich right now. Check them out at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain, with over 50,000 satisfied patients. People with knee and back pain now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain, gone. What they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in their achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoy this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or your back. Call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Honey, our new James Hardy siding from Powell Exteriors KC looks so good. Our house went from worst to first. The neighbor waved at me today with her whole hand. I'm ready for phase 2 of our home transformation. Let's call Powell about that new deck. They're offering financing at 0% for 18 months on everything. You should call today at 816-656-1160 or take another look at their stunning work on powellkc.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent fountain and frozen drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, or dig between your couch cushions, or ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. We take those too. 89-cent frozen and fountain drinks at Casey's, all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, K10 eastbound slows past K7, stays heavy out past Woodland with an accident in the median, and then westbound they have the left lane blocked, and that's got things pretty heavy from before Ridgeview. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Go check out 96.5 The Fan's Instagram page for videos, giveaways, and behind-the-scenes content. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Hey man, good morning. How do you do? Hey man, just wanna talk about the boys in blue. Hey man, now that you've been here a year, what's your favorite KCQ? Hey man, what's new in the clubhouse, the bullpen, and the lineup too?
I figured that's a good spot where we could start this one, as we are now joined by Royals manager Matt Quatrero. What's new in that locker room, Matt? You're 13 of your last 15 games have had W's in front of them, and then not only that, you squeaked by last night because some guy lets the ball go off his forehead, and the Royals are victorious. So how about that clubhouse right now, Q?
Yeah, I mean, we're finding a lot of different ways to win. I mean, that's a really odd situation last night, but at the same time, that's one play in that inning. There were a lot of other things that happened.
Correct.
So that were executed well. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a good couple weeks. Stacking some wins together. We had dug ourselves a little bit of a hole at the start, and to bounce back shows the character of the team.
Did you ever take one off the head like that?
It's funny. I took one off the forehead on a throw. I was playing second base in the Cape Cod Summer League, and the catcher threw one down and it hit me right in the forehead.
Oh, did it
I
hurt?
remember I just whiffed it. It was a perfect throw. I went to tag the guy too quickly, and it hit me right in the forehead.
So what was the pain like in that situation?
I was just more embarrassment. I don't remember it really hurting, but I just remember please let me just dig this hole and crawl into it.
Yeah, now we know why you're managing and not playing, I guess, huh?
Well, there's a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah. I bet there are. But, I mean, this has been fun to watch. The pitching's been there. You're getting that timely hitting. And Bobby now gives you that feel that you just knew he was going to win that game for you last night. You see him coming up. As soon as he was in the on-deck circle, I'm like, oh, they're winning this game. There's no doubt in my mind. They're going to come through and they're going to win this game. I mean, Bobby is kind of give you that Mahomes. No matter what time of the game it is, he's going to come through and win it for you.
Yeah, it was great for him to come through, and I'll be honest. I thought, Izzy and Indy, I was confident both of those guys were going to get it done. I mean, once we had bases loaded, nobody out, I thought we were going to find a way to do it. I mean, certainly it's not a slam dunk. You still got to execute, and Boozer that was on the mound, he's got a really good arm, so you can see how he can elevate the fastball, and you can get those pop-ups when guys do that. So for India to get a ball on the ground and for Bobby to, not pop it up in the infield, those were well-executed swings.
When you play that game last night and you kind of feel the momentum building, do you feel that in the dugout as well as you see, one play happen? And I think Denny Matthews said it at best when we played the audio earlier from last night. He said the White Sox are doing everything they can not to burp this game up. And then it's bad teams will give away games, good teams will win games. Last night, that seems like that's the perfect scenario. You guys just kept chipping away, and the good team won, and the bad team lost.
Well, there's a lot of things that had to go into it to put us in that spot, right? I mean, Lugo, we got behind, but he kept us in the game. 6 2/3, really solid inning. Zerpa comes in and gets out of it in the 7th. They scratch one across in the 8th, but then a really good 9th from getting out of the 8th, Taylor Clark, and then a really good 9th to keep us there. Salvi's RBI to get us one closer. I mean, all those things go into it, right? So, but then I can't emphasize enough that we have not seen hardly any left-handed pitching, and Mark Canha has not gotten a ton of at-bats. And he comes in and is ready to hit. He pulls the ball foul. He works a really good at-bat for a walk. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that goes into winning games, is somebody that's not hanging his head. He hasn't gotten a lot of playing time, and he goes out there and starts a rally like that. So those are the things that you look at as far as winning baseball.
I don't normally do this to you, but I'm just going to say react to me when I say this. Michael Garcia.
I'm just so excited for him. He's growing up right in front of our eyes, maturing physically, mentally, as a teammate in the big leagues. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff that he's showing right now of how good a player he can be, but not just the player, but the professional and the teammate and all the things that we see behind the scenes. I could not be happier for him as a person.
The other name, Drew Waters.
Yeah, a lot of similarities to, Drew has always had a ton of talent. And this is the first time that he's been getting a extended runway to play, and good for him. He's taking advantage of it. By no means does he feel like he's a finished product. He needs to continue to develop, and that's, the more he plays, the more pitchers are going to understand how to attack him, and he's going to have to adjust. But he's played good defense for us. He's run the bases well. He's got a lot of ability, and, to Drew's credit, he got a decent amount of playing time in 23, but he was a different person. We were a different team, and he's come up here with a great attitude this year and done everything he can, use all his resources to put himself in the best spot to succeed.
Talking to Royals manager Matt Cotrero, Matt, I want to bring this up because your team's rolling. As a manager of this team, how do you kind of keep the I know winning can be contagious and it's fun, and the locker room bumps after the game, but how is it, still emphasize, like, hey, it's still early. We still got to do this. And how does that, start from you and go through those players with the focus to continue doing this?
Well, I mean, that is the focus. I mean, these are the things that we know why these guys are here. They want to win. That is the sole focus. So I don't have to go in there every day and remind these guys. And then when you have guys like Salvi and Bobby in the meeting rooms and the coaches that are constantly preaching the same message, they understand. I mean, there's no other reason that we show up there every day is to win. So you win a few, it doesn't mean the season's over. You lose a few, it doesn't mean the season's over. You got to keep grinding. And we know this is a long year. There's a ton of games left, 120 something games left. So, you just think of we've only played a couple weeks of an NFL season so far. We need to keep it all in perspective and certainly just continue to try to put our best foot forward every day.
I'm glad you said that because that's what I'm trying to caution people and have for years and said you got to view every 10 baseball games as one NFL game, and you're getting ready to close in on week 4 of the NFL season. And so you're not making huge judgments or changes based on the first month of an NFL season usually. You guys probably aren't doing that after the first 40 games, but now you are 40 games into this thing. You kind of know where you are as a ball club. Get another 40 games, kind of evaluate some more things, and then the conversation really starts probably to heat up about trades and moves and things like that. So through these first 40 games, how are you kind of evaluating and looking at your ball club?
Well, I mean, the pitching's been really good. We've weathered the storm a little bit with some injuries with, Sam Long, Hunter Harvey. The starters have been good, really good. The bullpen's been really good. We've started to come on offensively. I think the other thing that you look at is, early in the season, you have the factors of just getting yourself going. You have the opponents you're playing. We played a lot of really good teams with really good bullpens, and it was hard to come back late in games when we got down. But, as the confidence builds a little bit and the offense continues to grow, we're putting more balls in play consistently. We're hitting the ball harder. We look for the process-driven goals that we have to continue to produce against fastballs or to situationally hit, those kinds of things. I mean, a lot was made the other day of that game with all the home runs in Baltimore. And, in the ninth inning, we put 2 more runs on the board because Biggio stole a base, Mike Hell moved him over, and Massey got him in. And that's, that expanded that game so we didn't have to use Estevez. And those are the kinds of little things that we look at. Are we playing solid baseball? And you can play solid baseball and still lose, but those are the things that we're looking at.
No doubt about it. Last one for you, Q. Who do you got tonight, Celtics or Knicks?
Knicks.
Oh,
wow,
okay.
Good. All right, because, I'm a Knicks guy. He's Mac over there is a Celtics guy, so we got a little internal rivalry going on here, Q. We got to get – the Knicks get a win tonight, man. Whoo, I'll tell you what, New York City going to be crazy on Saturday.
You going to go?
No.
He will not be watching. Q, we appreciate the time. Go get another one against the White Sox. Maybe get a sweep and get 7 games above 500 and keep doing your thing, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
That is.
He just cut him off.
He said, "See ya." I didn't mean to go too fast.
Like, Gary Pinkel had the fastest hang up in the West, though.
How about
click? Oh my God, it was over before he even hung up.
That's right. Coming up on the other side, get into the poll question we had earlier today. We'll react to what Q had to say about Waters and Garcia, and plus, what is your most anticipated Chiefs game on the schedule release that is in 1 week from today?
What is that, 30-year anniversary?
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys, Thanksgiving. Hey, what go, man? 96.5 The Fan, you're home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
We just talked about it. Saturday is going to be awesome weather-wise. 2:30, you've got some NBA action. You'll have some Royals action, and you can have some Surfside action because the weather's heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka to break that heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. So 0 troubles with 0 carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. You must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that. And often, we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Call Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Our iconic blue trucks and expert team get it right the first time. Award-winning full-service lawn care and pest control since 1985. Call today for a free estimate. Visit aspenlawn.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DQ presents how to hit summer's sweet spot. The new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat menu is here. And as the official treat of MLB, we're swinging big with our fan favorite S'mores Blizzard Treat. Plus, new mixing bowl mashup with brownie batter and chocolate chip cookie dough. And even more in our Stack Summer lineup. Hurry in today because nothing says summer like baseball and our new Summer Blizzard Treat menu. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
Today, expect possible showers and thunderstorms with a high of 66.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
All right, Mac, your time to update the people on what the poll question of Fescoe and Dusty's poll question Wednesday, which is, who do you have in support? Mac team with the Celtics or Fescoe team with the Knicks? Where are we at now in the morning of this Wednesday?
Stayed about the same, over 100 votes now.
Did you cast Q's vote for the mix?
Yeah, we'll count that. It'll make it even 60%. We'll call it, with Q's vote, we'll call it 60-40.
Wow, okay.
So everybody hates Boston.
Yeah, it's fine. I love it.
Well, again, it goes back to they've been there. They've done that. We've seen this before, right?
Yeah.
And this is where sports fatigue, I think, sets in. While we love what the Chiefs have going on, and I'm sure Philadelphia loves what the Eagles have going on, I'm sure there is Eagle and Chief fatigue. I know there's Chiefs fatigue out there, obviously, nationally, Dodger fatigue, Yankee fatigue, and I think there's Celtic fatigue. I think when you win all the time, or seemingly win all the time, people get tired of it. And I don't really think we want to see repeat champs in professional sports, guys. I know we do as our fans of our teams, but I don't think the general public, once you win, get the hell out. Let somebody else come to the party,
new.
right?
Exactly.
And
they want the Bills. They want the Lions.
Yeah, and in the NBA, I think people want the Knicks. I think they want to see Golden State because of Steph, and that's kind of the outlier in all this.
It's definitely not new, but
no, but it feels new. It
won
does.
2 years ago.
I know, but it still feels new
Yeah.
because they're on the West Coast. They're dangling participle out there, right? like nobody pays attention. The Lakers, nobody wants them to win because they always win and they have LeBron, and nobody's interested in that. Celtics they fall into that category of the Yankees, of the big brand name teams that everybody roots against. And I think people just want to see Boston moved on because they did win it last year.
I like that you did the reaction thing to Q with Garcia and Waters, because I know.
Well, what are you supposed to ask?
Right? But he's like a proud papa.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm really happy these guys. No kidding. One, they have worked their ass off, and two, you got some pieces in your lineup. Like it's not obviously they're not must watch, but I mean, think about this team 3 weeks ago when everybody was like, yeah, Bobby hits, and then I'll go empty the trash. I'll go, get the girls ready for the car. I'll go to. Now it's like, well, Bobby's up, and Vinny's been doing all right.
Vinny's got a 2 in front of his average.
Did you see that last night on the TV? They were saying that,
Yep.
Heather goes, it may not be a lot. It may not be that big to you guys, but Vinny sees that thing up there, and it's a 2 in front of that. It's a little bit of confidence, and then all of a sudden
Was
you're
that
like,
Rex Binkley?
I don't know, man.
Or
Struggling.
Jay Hudler?
I can't.
I kind of like it.
I can't nail every impersonation. I can't nail this one. How are the White Sox going to throw this one away? But it is there, because then you get after Vinny and it's like, okay, Sal. And then you're like, okay, maybe some people are realistic fans. They're like, okay, it's been a hot month. It's not going to keep up. But after that, you're like, hey, Mikel's up. And there's a couple of fan favorites that are in your finger. They're like, including one of them right here, hey, I'm going to see what Mikel can do. This lineup's not over yet. And then it's like, Waters is up. And you're like, what number in the lineup are we at? 7. And think about that, where you were 3 weeks ago as to where you are now, where it was, India can't hit the broadside of a barn. Now his OPS has gone up. I had a rough night last night, but still made something happen when it mattered most.
Yep.
Bobby is Bobby. Vinny is hitting 200 now, and he's starting to get productive at bats.
That double yesterday in the gap was great. Yeah, those are the type of hits where you look at and you go, okay, I think this guy is starting to get it, in the right direction. And when Garcia and Waters produce like they're producing, it's also great for the bottom line of this whole thing, too, because you're getting great production out of guys that are making the league minimum. And that helps when you're able to go out now and acquire talent at the deadline. All of a sudden, you've got more money that you can spend because you guys that are making the league minimum that are giving you, good production out there. So you only really have to worry about, in my opinion, right now. And obviously, all this could change in a week if something happens. But as we sit here today, you need to make one upgrade on this team. You need an outfielder. You need a bat, and that is it. And we can continue to beat the drum on the Santander thing, and they didn't sign him. They didn't think he was worth $90-some million. He's proving he's not worth $90-some million.
He's only hit 180 in Toronto.
That's right. Yeah. So the Royals made a good decision by not giving him that $90-some million. They didn't believe he was worth it then. They don't believe he's worth it now. I don't believe he's worth it now. But if you wanted to sign for 60, feel free to come to the party. Somebody just overpaid. It happens all the time in baseball. Move on. Focus on now that next guy that you're going to get, because one more outfield piece, one more bat for this outfield, one more good, legitimate bat in this lineup, man, it ties the whole thing together. Now, let's go beat Detroit. Let's go beat the Yankees. Let's go beat the Indians.
Do you think that we'll start seeing a surplus of people out at the K? Because I know the White Sox don't really move the needle, especially in the middle of the week, Monday through Thursday. I'm not saying that there should be a ton of people out there on Thursday afternoon. Could be a fun game for us to go to if we don't have anything else to do.
I think I'm going tomorrow.
on Thursday afternoon?
Yep.
I might go with you.
Do it.
Because it's going to be nice, good weather.
Yep.
It's actually supposed to rain tomorrow, isn't it?
It is? I didn't.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think the next 2 days are supposed to have rain in the forecast.
Either way, I'll still go. And this week it's Boston. I'm interested to know what that's going to bring to the public, like what the numbers will be at the K, especially if you sweep the White Sox. You would then win 17 of your last 19, and you're bringing in the White Sox. There's going to bring some fans there. I feel like they could pull some serious numbers with the fan base because weather's supposed to be nice this weekend, right? Like, I think after Thursday, we're supposed to have just 78, 79, and then 80s all next week. Like, we're back to shorts and T-shirts in the morning, maybe. And I'm wondering what this will bring out as a fan base because I'd like to know what this weekend's attendance would be like, especially if they sweep this series and you have wonderful weather, end of the season of school and all that. Do something, I'm just wondering what that'll look like.
Yeah, it's for me, I look at it. I know how busy the month of May is for a lot of people, right? Graduation parties are every weekend now from the end of April to the beginning of June. Everybody's got the graduation party. It is Mother's Day weekend as well.
That's
so
right.
People may have other like, I'm not making excuses for this, but like, I always just kind of resent when people say, nobody's going to the ballpark. Nobody cares about. No, people do care about this team. They're consuming this team in record numbers, whether it's on the radio, whether it's on TV, the folks who can get out to the ballpark. I mean, there's a lot of life that goes on, right? And if this team continues to win, people will make it a priority to go out to the ballpark and see this team and whatnot. So I think, it's a busy month for a lot of people with other things that are going on. I don't think it's fair to judge the success or failure of a team or anything or interest in a team that, for that matter, based on who's out there at the ballpark. Because for a lot of people, it's expensive. It's hard to get out there. You got so much stuff going on with the kids and all that kind of stuff. So, once kind of things slow down from a life perspective, I do think if this team keeps winning June, July, August, and September, and then obviously the postseason in October, people will get out there. They'll get out there and support this ball club, but they're consuming this ball club in different ways than just being at the ballpark. And you can't compare it to football either. That's 8 games over the course of a year,
Looks like it will not be going tomorrow. Do you want to know why? School day at the K.
Oh yeah, that's
all kids.
Yeah, that's a stay away.
Go have
day.
fun, kids.
Yeah,
I'm not dogging kids. It's just that ain't for me.
I'm
dog.
with you. That's a stay away day.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. That's a stay away day. Every fly ball, the people screech at the top of their lungs. Mac would fit right in, right about his age range. Yeah,
that's lovely.
But Friday night is Nurses Night at the K.
That's more your speed.
Okay. Okay. So, shout out to it because it's Nurses Week this week. Actually, yesterday is National Nurses Day. This is Nurses Week, so they get to have their. I think they have like a certain ticket, and they get something that's like beneficial for them in their job, whether it's like a stethoscope or like I think one year they did scrubs.
Free stethoscope night at the ballpark
for nurses,
for everybody.
No,
bunch of drunks going up there and checking people's hearts, people getting pushed and punched.
Did your
in the
doctor
face.
always blow on it before they put it on your chest?
Never noticed, honestly. To be honest, I don't know.
Put that cold stethoscope on your chest.
Yeah.
That's a.
Now, sometimes they just do it over your shirt too, or just depends.
Scott Calvin's played Jingle Bells when he tested his heart. But yeah, tomorrow's school day at the K. So Mac, you in for that or no?
I've already got tickets, so it's happening.
Oh, so you have to go.
I mean, yeah, I'm going. Me and my friend are going.
Oh.
Yep. Emily's got that lovely banana pudding for me to try as well. So.
Oh, is it delivered yet?
It is.
You haven't tried it yet? How do you not dive into that night
No,
one?
it's at the stadium.
Oh.
It's at her office.
Oh.
So I'm going to go to the game with my friend who hasn't been to a game this season yet, so it'll be fun.
Nice. You got banana pudding, Bob. What?
It's a growing boy.
Hey, I didn't say it. But no, we talked about this about 8 o'clock or so. CBS bidding high on Chiefs and Bills every year seems to be the case because they played that 325 game with Romo and Nance the last 3 years. And we know there is a bidding opportunity when it comes to markets and games and stuff like that. It seems like CBS is like, I don't care how much it costs. We're putting most of our money here.
Well, I wish they did it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back in the old days, and again, I don't know how this works anymore with the TV deals. You could protect games and say, okay, we're protecting, I think it was 3 or 4 games. That was it that you were able to protect, and you were able to keep those games, and they couldn't be flexed. And obviously the Chiefs and Bills would rank high on that list. But I don't know how the TV broadcasts are working anymore. I'm not surprised if the NFL would go to a bidding system to make more money. You're already paying $300 billion a year for this, and now you got to pay for each game that you want to televise as well based on the game, and then you owe us more money. Wouldn't be shocked if the NFL ended up doing something like that at the end of the day. But I think the Chiefs and Bills obviously is a game that is going to be the most coveted game on the NFL schedule this year, and should be the most coveted game on the NFL schedule this year. And if you're CBS and you get to protect 3 or 4 games, that obviously has to be one of those games. I'm kind of glad that's not a Sunday night game too. I don't like Sunday night games. I don't like Monday night games. I get up early. Give me the 3:25 game against Buffalo. I'm good with that, man. That's fine if CBS protects that game. And so you have to start to look at some of these great games that are going to be released next week. Of the top 10 games, NFL.com put out 3 of them involve Kansas City. None involve Dallas.
Is there a game on the schedule that you would try to promote to somebody who's like, yeah, I got one game to go to this year? You play the NFC East and you play the AFC South. And I think you play Philadelphia and Washington here. And then obviously your divisional games. And then I think the 2 South teams you play at home are the Colts and the Texans. I could be wrong with that, though. I don't know. I don't have the schedule in front of me. I should. It should be right there.
Yeah, I got it linked.
Yeah, it's right there. But yeah, your home opponents here. Gosh, this is such annoying. Do you want cookies? No. Later. Yes. Away. Okay. Home. Obviously your opponents, but you play the Ravens, the Lions, the Texans, the Colts, the Eagles, and the Commandos all at home outside of your own division games. What's one game out of that list of names that you would try to sell somebody that would be the game to go to?
The Baltimore Lion-Eagle game.
That one's electric.
That's the electric game right there. Any of those 3.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Baltimore has to be the one. That's like your big kind of AFC rival that's coming to your stadium this year. The NFC crossover games are cool, but you win that Ravens game. We know what it did for the Chiefs last year. Set them up to basically run the table. That's the game for me, the Baltimore game.
Do you think more people would be interested in the Commanders or the Lions coming to Kansas City?
I think the Lions.
They kind of do it for you. I feel like that'd be a fun game to go to.
That'd be a great one. Yeah.
See Jahmyr Gibbs in person
Absolutely.
for the first time ever.
Yeah, and St. Brown, for that matter.
I think the Commanders game is the one that would sell because of kind of like what they're selling themselves as a franchise. I mean, they're getting the draft, and boys.
We got 9 home games this year, too.
Yeah. Because Daniels is a stud. I think Washington's going to try to prove to people they could be hanging around for quite some time. They're in that, NFC East with all those other juggernauts as well. Like Dallas, obviously, they're not like a successful team, but they're always talked about and have potential praise. Obviously, George Pickens is now on their roster. If you didn't know that, by the way, George Pickens was traded to Dallas today for some picks. The Commanders, that's a team that I'd be interested to go see because that's one of those games where, like, I think if the Chiefs would have won the Super Bowl, that would have been a game that would have been a high up opportunity for me to have the first game of the year. Because you always play like an up-and-coming team, somebody who's a really big, noticeable team that could be somebody that could, potentially be there in the future. I think that would have been a great opening night game with Washington and Kansas City. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like
Washington's going to be an interesting one to see if they continue to move forward or if they take a step back. Sometimes you have that success. You played the easy schedule. Ipso facto, you fall back to the pack next year, right? How did they do in the postseason? They got run in their postseason game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, they made the NFC Championship game.
That's right, they did.
They did, and then they got run on by the Eagles, but everyone besides the Rams did. The Rams are the only team that gave them somewhat of a shot.
I also think that there's 3 noon games on the Chiefs' schedule.
Good.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah, I think they play the Colts at home here at noon. I think that's a good noon game in Kansas City.
That may be the only noon home game we
I think it is the only one because you're not playing the Broncos at noon. You're not playing the Raiders at noon. You're not playing the Chargers at noon. That Ravens game is going to be a must-see network television game. Same with the Lions. Same with the Texans. Same with Philly. Same with Washington. Leaves Indianapolis.
All those are at home.
Yeah, those are all home
amazing.
games.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Your road schedule, obviously the same teams, but they're all West Coast, so you're not going to play
noon games.
No noon games there. Tennessee Titans game screams noon.
Yeah.
Week 3 in Tennessee or whatever they play. And then Jacksonville. That's a noon game.
That's a noon game, too. But the Giants game screams noon, too. They play noon, 1 o'clock games all the time. And so that could be a nooner as well. So there may be 3 on the road, but the one at home only, that stinks, only one at home. Because I know how fans are now.
Oh, yeah.
Fans are like, just give me the noon games back.
I mean, you look at that schedule. I mean, nothing. I mean, maybe they play. I don't know. I can't imagine they play a division team at noon.
I'd be shocked.
Denver would be the only one I could potentially see on that noon schedule.
One of
Who
those,
knows?
I feel like Denver's going to be a Thursday night game at home in Arrowhead, in my opinion. And it might be a Monday night game in Denver. Like, Denver scares me, man.
Denver's going to be good.
They have a secondary that got much better. The defensive line, what'd you say? They might have the best defense in football?
Have the best defense in football next season. And if Bo Nix is what he was last season.
Bo Nixon?
But yes, if Drew Nix, Bo Nixon is what he was last season, yeah, dude, it's a threat.
Yeah, Drew Nix, man, that guy. I'm interested to see that sophomore season. Now he's a 30-year-old sophomore. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just love looking at the schedule and seeing the away games are. I mean, we get all the hard opponents, other than the Bills, seemingly at home.
Yeah, the road schedule is weak.
It's weak, man.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
You can go on the road and take care of some serious business out there.
Cardinals, Jags, Titans, and Cowboys all on the road.
We play the Cardinals on the road?
Sorry, Cowboys, Jags, Giants, and Titans all on the road.
Yeah.
Play Buffalo at Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Cowboys are going to be really good, man. They got George Pickens.
They got George Pickens, yeah.
And they drafted a running back out of Texas.
Right. Did they get a quarterback yet?
Mm-hmm.
What
They
about
got
what about
Wack
a coach?
Prescott.
Do they get a coach yet?
Yeah,
What about a
Schottenheimer.
GM? Do they have that guy in place?
Who's having sex with Jerry Jones?
I mean,
That guy.
you're a base. You're based on your organization straight. Your head coach, your GM, and your quarterback. Does that scream success for Dallas? Like that threesome in Dallas, that's a hard pass.
That's a rough Wednesday threesome.
Oh,
Brian
my
Schottenheimer,
God.
Wack Prescott, and
It's like,
Jerry Jones.
it's like the lights went on at 3 a.m. at Mike's on Troost, and you're looking around going, all right, Sally.
Yeah.
Like that I mean, ugh. Schottenheimer, Jones, and Dak?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the worst three-headed monster in the NFL? Worst GM, head coach, quarterback combination in the NFL?
Gotcha.
I mean, because Jacksonville, you could say Trevor Lawrence is better than, I think, Dak Prescott.
Somebody in the text line says Broncos at Chiefs on Christmas Day. They already ruled out they're not going to be on Christmas, right?
Well, they didn't. They said
okay.
the Chiefs aren't going to be a regularly scheduled team on Christmas Day.
So they are going to still play on Christmas. Well, I hope not. That'd be a noon game, though, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Brioche queen-size mattress available on I-35 northbound right before Southwest Boulevard.
Oh, nice. Go get it.
Has seen
not
better
bad.
days, but still looking decent at the right light.
Hey, have you ever seen anybody get out of their car and just dump the mattress
Take
on the
care,
side of
Leif.
the road?
No.
No, you always just see it left. You never
but
see
you
the
never
actual
see,
act.
Has anybody ever seen somebody like throwing a couch out on the highway or a fridge
They've
or
got to
a
be doing that
mattress?
stuff at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But
when
even
it's-
when we're driving to work, there's nobody out. You still don't see it then, you know? Like when do you when is the perfect time to throw your mattress on the side of the highway?
I would say anywhere between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m.
And I understand why people do it. They make it so hard to get rid of stuff.
So you're like, screw it.
Yeah, I don't blame people. You got to jump through all these hoops and ugh.
So do you park on do you have a guy in the back who throws it out near the side and like you slow down? Do you have to get out and lift it out?
Oh yeah, you got to stop the car. Yeah, you get out, lift. Like it's not
whole
like
thing.
you're just throwing it out the window like it's a piece of gum
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
You know, like I mean, like you got to get out of the car. And you know how awkward those things are when you're trying to move them around. You got to have a buddy with you, your wife or somebody. Help you get the thing out of the car. Like, it's not easy.
I think what they do is they just don't strap it down, hit the highway speed, let the air get underneath it.
Could do that too, but that's so dangerous though for everybody behind you. And they always end up on the shoulder though. You never see them in the middle.
The last time we won a Super Bowl, I could still get hard without taking a pill. Nowadays, my dinger just looks like a wet biscuit.
Well, now they have George Pickens because that was the news that broke today in the NFL.
Is that the big trade that Jerry was alluding to?
That's what he said. That's what a lot of people think.
Oh,
like if you're a Cowboy fan, how does that resonate with you? Be honest. Like they probably know the name George Pickens, so people think it's a good trade because you've heard of the guy.
Oh, yeah, my friend who's a huge Cowboys fan, A-plus offseason after that edition is
Oh,
what he
boy.
said. A-plus offseason.
Same guy that said, how about doing that against injured roster?
No, it's a different friend, but same stupidity. Cowboys now have made 4 trades this offseason. They acquired cornerback Khair Elam.
Never heard of him.
That's actually the Bills corner that they got because we traded up above them for Trent McDuffie, the guy that's a total bust. Acquired linebacker Kenneth Murray.
Never heard of him.
He's total bust. Acquired quarterback Joe Milton. He'll never play a snap. And they acquired George Pickens. Those were their 4 trades.
That's
the substantive
I
trades.
feel like
See, this is Jerry Jones is a brilliant marketer.
Yeah.
You got dopes like your friend thinking, oh, what an off season.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we got Khalil Almin. Didn't he play for UConn?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Jerry Jones is walking into like the Dallas facility, like Kenny Powers, who thinks he's got like $1,000 suit on when really it's like $40 from like Macy's, and he's like, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? You're like, what, dude? George? What about him? It's like,
Yeah, Mike
What about
Tomlin
him?
didn't want him
Yeah.
on the team anymore. And when Mike Tomlin's done putting up with you, there's no hope. Because Mike Tomlin, man, that guy's a saint.
Hey, you got DK Metcalf and Pickens. That on paper is great. He's so bad. Pickens is such a nuisance. They said, man, we're not even going to try for a day. Nah, forget it. Get out.
We're gonna deal with Aaron here in a little bit.
Yeah.
One ego's enough.
Exactly.
You're gone, and you're expendable. And you only gave a 3rd-round pick back in return. I guess that's kind of the going rate, but he's 24 years old.
Jeez.
Mike McCarthy's probably like, whew, thank God.
Yeah, thank God I'm not in that thing anymore. Schottenheimer's going, oh, God.
He's like, Dad. He's like Chris Farley on the boat and
Yeah, exactly.
I'm stuck out here again, Dad. I could really use a gust of wind to lift up my spirits here. And then he gets hit in the back of the head with George Pickens.
Yeah.
Could have gone without that.
Yeah. George Pickens. Welcome to the NFL. You're Jerry's puppet, and now you have George Pickens at no quarterback. Have fun. But he's great because he is selling that hope and nonsense, and fans believe it just like they believed the circus was real back in the day. And that's what Jerry Jones is. He's a modern day P.T. Barnum. I've been saying that for the last decade, and he does a wonderful job at it. He convinces people to go to that big top and think they're going to see things they've never seen before. 9-8.
I'm sure Ben Maller will be excited about it when we talk to him tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
This is prime Maller lane right there.
I mean, the fact that Jerry can sell this as like a legitimate offseason and people are buying it is brilliant.
Like everyone said that Pickett's guy was underdrafted. He could be an all pro wide receiver. Just was, with Tomlin, who kept all those other receivers in check.
I mean, he had Antonio Brown before this.
We lost him a long time ago.
But after he left Tomlin, that's when we really lost him. I can't wait to see what,
George and Dallas.
Yeah, it's going to be fun down there.
CeeDee Lamb might knock him out at some point this year.
What do you make of CeeDee Lamb's tweet last night where he's got the nose picker from The Simpsons waving in front of a locker? Like, does that mean hi to George Pickens or bye to Dallas?
I think hi to George Pickens.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah, like nerdy kind of. Yeah, exactly.
There was an usher that beat the hell out of this guy with a bat because he kept getting spit on. Or belt, yeah. Belt.
Oh, a bat would
He should have been a bat. Spit on me, you're going to get hit in the face with a baseball bat. Plus, we talk more about this Knicks-Celtics game that starts tonight at 6, and I hope it goes to 7 here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you something. We've all been there before, and it's a place you don't want to be, and that's with car trouble because it stinks to have your car break down, right? Or to be into an accident, or to not have your car start, or maybe you just woke up and you go, oh, no, I locked my keys in the car. I don't know what to do. Well, when you're in those situations and you don't know what to do, now you do know what to do, and that's called my friends over at J Southland Tow. You got to be prepared for all of this, so put their number in your phone right now, 816-779-42. 816-779-42. TOW or their website. It's simple, southlandtow.com. And it doesn't matter where you are in the metro area, north, south, east, or west, Jay's Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. And it was about a year ago where we had car trouble. I blew a tire. I'm like, oh no, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday? What am I going to do? Jay Southland Tow. By 6 o'clock, I was on my way, ready to rock and roll and finish out the weekend strong. Jay Southland Tow Service takes care of everybody, anywhere, at any time. And when you make that phone call to Jay Southland Tow, they come right away. There's no waiting for the insurance company to be involved. 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments in Tammy from the Westin. It's Jay Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay Southland Tow.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts today at the Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted with the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. You're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start your prescription treatment. Offer limited. Look now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6812. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. But what if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you could sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy, standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9393 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well with you on a Wednesday. Can't believe it, already going to be Thursday tomorrow. So excited.
Yeah,
so excited.
Quick.
And then Saturday you get game 3 in the actual Garden.
Here we go.
Okay. Will it be 2-0, 1-1? What do we think?
I think it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
What did Bob say? Bigger win tonight for the Knicks than it is the Celtics?
Yeah, more important game for the Knicks tonight.
I think
is what you
so.
said.
Yeah, because the Celtics are the defending champs. They got the pedigree, 2-0 deficit. They can figure things
They can come
out.
back. Okay, that's fair.
1-1, then you kind of think of it may be over at that point in time. But, hey, the Knicks got the first one. They're only supposed to win one on the road in that first game, or for that first 2 games, and then you've got the home court advantage. That's a lot of pressure to go then win 3. I think it'd be tough to win another one up there in Boston for New York. So
no, that's a good point. Plus, Plus, depending on the injuries for this, like if Kristaps and Sam Hauser are both out tonight, that's more to your point of like, okay,
Is
you
that
got to strike
Doogie's
while
brother?
Yes, exactly. You got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, you do, with the injuries especially. Is Porzingis playing tonight?
I haven't looked. I don't know. I mean, they don't know what's going on with him. He's had a viral illness for months. It's messed up his whole second half of the season. He was playing game 1 and then just started to feel bad, and he couldn't finish.
That sucks. Like when it's not like a hamstring injury,
Exactly.
and it's something you can't figure out from that health standpoint. It blows.
Yeah,
man.
it sucks. We just don't really know what's going on.
So I think the Knicks end up losing tonight, and the Celtics get this one, and then Saturday it's a 1-1 game, 2:30, right? Is that the time of the game?
On the patio.
Yeah,
Let's go.
and so you guys can come over Saturday, watch the game.
Heck yeah.
And so Maloney says, I heard Mac invited us over to his house. I said, no, Mac did not invite you anywhere. I said, we're going to be watching the game.
That's awesome.
I said, they're going to come over 2:30. He goes, can we make it 5:30? I go, well, let me call the NBA and see if they'll change the game time for your freaking Saturday schedule.
Make it 5.
Yeah, no. Do not make that 5.
I said 5. Everybody would be dissipated by then, literally and figuratively. Like a lot of like,
unless he's bringing over 2 large Taco Casey's pizzas
at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
like
then we might go the opposite of dissipate by 7.
Yeah, but like he literally wanted me to call the NBA and have him change the game time to fit his. Yeah, Adam Silver's taking my call. I got that much pull.
Yeah, of course. He's coming over to my house too. Okay, great.
So
come on over, Rob.
Mac invited us over at 5 o'clock on Saturday. I go,
like he did?
No, I don't remember that happening.
Hannah's going to be like, who's this large, bald man at our front door?
Yeah, well, he may be bringing hooch. Who knows, man? You bring a bottle of something, you're always welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome in. Come on inside.
Hopefully he doesn't bring Turner.
Well played. I mean, it's really good.
Did you get the
I don't
Turner?
think Matt gets it.
No, I don't think so.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, I mean, that was really good. That's a deep cut. Like that's a Bob thing. Like that's I mean, good Lord, that is so old and good.
Quick Trip announced a PSA today.
Q2?
You do not need a real ID to get any taco and a big Q.
Oh, how messy the airports today. Have we seen the local news at the airport
is it
yet?
as of today?
As of today, you got to have that real ID.
Does that work for dispensaries too?
No, I think it's just for the airport.
Is it just
but
airlines?
Yeah, I think it's just for the airport.
Because I have to go get one.
Oh, you don't have a real ID?
You're at that trip?
I got to get
You
one.
better go now. I don't know how long it takes in Missouri to get a license, but I know in Kansas, my God.
I've got to go get a real ID.
Yeah, you need to go get that.
Stinks.
You really should get a passport, too.
I think I'm going to do that as well, and I'm going to expedite it. It's only I think $50 more. At least it used to be.
I don't know what it is anymore.
It used to be like $50 to get a passport, $100 to get it expedited as well.
Yeah, we got to take the kids and get new ones because they have their kid passports and they expire here pretty quick. And so now you got to go get adult passports, but you got to apply for new. Like it's a money grab.
Dang, a big Q and any taco for $2.99 at QT. That'll put your growing boy ass to sleep after one of those.
You don't need a real ID for that. Has the local news been at the airport today?
People
are going crazy with their how many of those stories?
We got banned from the local news.
Yeah, we can't watch it anymore. It's a worm in your head.
I get.
I will give Fox 4 a lot of credit. Great story though about downtown restaurants today on Fox4KC.com.
Yeah, about Manny's.
Manny's. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for the Lopez family and everybody else who owns businesses downtown that are now basically closing up because of crime. It sucks, man. Like David Lopez and the folks at Manny's do unbelievable work down there. Their tacos are fantastic. It's a great restaurant. Some of the other places down there as well. And the worst part about it is like these restaurant owners have texted the mayor and he's doing nothing about it and not even responding to them.
So this is interesting. I have jury duty on Monday. Will I be able to use my ID? It's a federal building. Are they going to kick me out of jury duty?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll wait until Tuesday to get my ID. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, also, I don't know how I'm able to go to jury duty.
You call on Friday, don't you? And they tell you if they actually need you.
Well, it's not just that, but it's definitely been under 3 years. And I'm not trying to bring up bad timing. When was the parade shooting? What year?
Last year.
I was at jury duty the week after the shooting. There's no way I should be able to be selected. There's no way. So I'm wondering, what's going on here?
Well, there's not enough people living in Jackson County anymore with the property tax rate.
And when I went, and I don't know if this counts, but when I went to jury duty, shortly after, because we had to go around the side because the mayor was doing a press conference. And we had to go into the side of the building and go through all these loops to get in there. And then the judge came down and said, unfortunately for some, but fortunately for most, there is no need for you guys to go. You're more than welcome. Does that count as one of your times?
I don't know the answer to that question. I think that's a little bit of red tape where they may say you didn't have to serve, so you're put back into the pool. But I don't know. I have no idea anymore about jury duty. My wife's got it coming up in
Could be
July
like
or something.
a state versus city versus county deal as well. So,
No, I think it's a Jackson County,
Yeah,
Johnson
Jackson
County. I think
County.
it's a
'Cause
county.
I'm going to Jackson County Courthouse to do it again.
Do they pay for your parking?
No. Well, technically, with the check you get for your time,
Your $2 a day.
they should
yeah.
pay us for that damn video you have to watch with Frank White and George Brett.
There's a video with George and Frank.
I told you about this a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that one. You're serving the public.
Yeah, and it's from 1992.
We were listening to the game yesterday in the car, and I had the White Sox broadcast. I always like to listen to the opponent. I don't think I'll be listening to the White Sox game broadcasters anymore because it's Perez.
Perez.
Yeah, no, please don't. Oh, it drives me nuts.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
It really is, man.
It's like when my dad hears people say Illinois. It's like,
People say Illinois.
Oh, I'm sure they still pronounce the S.
When I was in college, we were doing morning news and stuff, and one of the students that I was working with said, today in Des Moines, Iowa. I was like, oh God,
that's
how do you
bad.
not know that?
That's a bad one.
That was bad, right? What the hell were we? Oh, so I was listening to the broadcast, and the announcer, Perez, he said, when you think of the Royals, you think of George Brett. My daughter, who's 15, looks at me and goes, who the hell else would you think of? I said, that's great. Because I go back to last year when we had that caller call in who goes, I'm 30 and I don't know who George Brett is.
Okay.
It was one of the most unbelievable moments. Josh and I looked at each other and went, you don't know who George Brett is? He goes, no, I'm being honest, man. He goes, I'm 30. I grew up in this town. I don't really know who George Brett is.
Surprising.
That's, yeah. Somebody says, yes, that counts. You should have been able to get out of your jury duty. You can only be summoned every 3 years, regardless if you're chosen.
Call up there.
I'm going to have to.
And you'll be on hold for 17 hours, and you'll get ticked off, and you'll finally get to somebody who doesn't want to talk to you, and you guys can yell at each other, because that's how call centers work.
True Green Thumb says, Dusty, just go to the jury duty and ask if you're there to impeach the judge. They'll send you right on home. True Green Thumb. Hey, I appreciate all the kind words and all the kindness today. Let's get ready to watch this Knicks-Celtics game tonight at 6. We get to sit back and watch these two goons enjoy their teams. But hey, go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Stay kind, stay safe, stay groovy. Coming up next, it's Binkley and Logan and Drew from 10 to 2 here on 96.5 The Fan. We'll talk to you tomorrow.